I think the stream's been taken down, dude.
Yeah, I see that. We got through the whole Avril Lavigne song. We didn't get through the...
Yeah. Maybe you should try using non-copyrighted music.
Maybe. Let me might as well get rid of this. I think it's like 2 minutes before it goes back up.
Silent John incremental, another silent instrumental, the nerd rap existential. People compare me to MC Chris upon a lot, but the fact is I predicted with significance. I'm the oldest geek rapper by far, save K&R, compiling kernels, open bracket, cause I racket. MIT nerds throw your laser pen in the air and wave it all around like you had no repercussions. Now follow instructions, Professor. Why these discussions consist of nothing but incoherent rambling and babbling, but you should still take notes cause you never know what's happening. I'll drop a little nugget, a tidbit if you will. There were 4 United States presidents named Bill. Really? If you run out of hit points, the game will shout.
Your life force is running out.
If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. Let me start again, put it on like a cardigan, swinging like my name was Mad Mardigan, which reminds me, Warwick Davis was Willow and a knee walk, Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Spock. That ain't typecast, I don't know what is. Talk about predestiny, nobody gets the best of me. I've only played one role my whole lifetime, the nerd lifeline, stream through a wicked pipeline. So no one can buy mine, cause mine is original and I write rhymes to burn on a CD, play in the mini B. Soccer moms yodel back, yodel at belittle me. I got a sidekick, I gotta stay connected. Watch out for my D-comma, you'll get infected. And you don't wanna be one of my bots, cause I see it all like Saw on the Cyclops. And I won't hesitate to drop your whole net block if you're acting up and you're dumber than a pet rock. I'm about this nerd life, as you can see, spreading like a virus on MP3. On MP3. STC. Shoutouts to Vic, Agnostic One, up and Silent John. Yeah. Nerd Life, Graphing Calculator, HP48G. The G is for gangster. Digital slip, yeah. You know how we do.
What's up, meatbags? It's the frog that infringes copyright but stays up in parties all night. The often imitated, never duplicated, Tony TGD. And of course, I'm joined by my buddy from across the pond, England's rowdiest hooligan, Bomini TV, Bob himself. What's up, Bob?
Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're hyped for tonight's episode.
I am super hyped. I don't know about all you people, but I am excited. I got a big monster. It's the fucking double-sized can. I'm ready to go, all jazzed up. I've been going on a ski trip all day long. Ready to go.
Ski trip, eh?
Lots of snow is all I'm saying.
No snow.
Oh yes, no. So we're going to be doing some talking about Crystal Dynamics issuing some DMC takedowns because of leaks. Of course, the Steam Deck getting a new feature. We're going to talk about that. Someone finally beat the $20,000 Halo 2 challenge. But on the other end of the spectrum, we got a Genshin Impact creator sentenced to jail because he created some cheats for the game. Of course, we got some indie devs very outraged, very upset, much anger over NFTs. We're going to be talking about a She-Hulk. They released a new little teaser. It's got people talking. It's got people all upset. People were upset about one thing. Now they're upset about another thing. They can. And of course, we're going to talk about David Zaslav, the DC reset. Anything else you want to talk about, Bob?
No, that's all good. It sounds awesome. Looking forward to it.
Of course, we're going to be going over polls. We're going to be comparing whose poll is the biggest. I think it's mine. But I'm all jazzed up. I didn't even put the fucking intro banner up. I am so jazzed. I forgot to do that. Bob, how has your week been?
It has been awesome, man. Just grinding the YouTube grind, getting my shit together. It's all good.
Sounds great. You got any plans coming up? Anything interesting we should be looking out for?
Nothing especially. Just hopefully we're going to get another VR chat gone wrong video done this week, hopefully. Maybe some music this week. I was trying to do some work with the DJC diss track, but the beat I had was rubbish. And aside from that, just some streams and gaming and stuff. Cuphead DLC we're doing this week as well. So that's it.
Finbar Saunders wants to hear about your battle with Hades 10 times, Bob.
Oh, nice. I love Hades. I've done the 10 times. I haven't got to the epilogue yet, and I've actually decided I'm going to challenge myself and 100% complete the game. That's like all the contracts, all the fucking decorations, every achievement. It's probably going to take me about 6 months to a year to do. I'm not going to stream it all because you guys are bored of it, but I'll post little updates and maybe stream a little bit of it.
Sounds awesome. Myself, as you all know, I've been having a great week. Fantastic. Everything's coming up Millhouse, as they say. I was supposed to do a update video today. I didn't get around to it because Blinded Braille didn't get around to making the thumbnails for the new shows and everything. So I wanted to show those off in the update video. So hopefully by tomorrow he gets that all squared away and gets it all done. I did miss a payment. Someone was supposed to pay me some money. Me and Bob had talked about this behind the scenes. That payment did not come, so I'm a little upset about that.
Yeah, we're going to have to get the baseball bats and send around the heavies for that one.
Yeah. So other than that, nothing really much going on. Just chilling, relaxing, enjoying the summer, enjoying all the nice comments I've been getting on my videos from each and every one of you wonderful people. There was a lot of people who expressed thanks over the last stream we did yesterday. They said they didn't realize how DJC really was, so they thanked us for showing that, exposing the true face behind the veneer of niceness. And of course, we're going to be talking about more Amico today. So, what are you going to say, Bob?
I was just going to say that's the problem when you like try to be a persona on YouTube. Like you give a false impression of yourself, people can get the wrong impression. And it's hard to maintain. A lot of advice I hear from other YouTubers is don't do a persona because unless you're good at doing it, like AVGN and you're a good actor and scripter and stuff. But like if you're just doing a persona for YouTube, it's very fake and not really what YouTube's about.
Yeah. Rabbit Dude says, what music gave you a copyright strike? Of Monsters and Men. What the hell was the name of the song? I don't even know. But they gave us a strike. The entire Avril Lavigne Hello Kitty song, they let that fly, but apparently of Monsters and Men, a little bit stricter on their copyright protection. Live and learn. Maybe it was because I pumped up the volume. Maybe next time I'll keep the volume down.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it doesn't really affect anything. It just keeps us down for about 2 minutes. I'll make sure I trim the intro off of it, which I haven't been doing. I have to go back and edit the other videos. I got to trim the intros on some of them, and I got to put those chapters up like I said I was, but I never got around to because we all know I'm a lazy fuck. So there's that. Lots of things coming up is what I'm saying. Lots of things for the channel. Lots of things for me to do. Lots of things for you guys to enjoy. Anything else, Bob, that you can think of? No idea where the rest of the crew's at. They're just...
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to work on a video this week exclusive for the Geek Getaway. I won't spoil what it is, but it's going to be a fun one for me to do. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. And hopefully more of the Geek Getaway crew are going to be... Is it a bit preemptive to say this? But hopefully we're going to be trying to put a little bit more extra content on the channel.
No, it's not presumptuous because Carl actually dropped a video today. He's got 30 views already. He's discussing his thoughts on the Back to the Future trilogy. Carl's going to be doing more videos talking about different 80s movies and then maybe some other stuff. So hopefully, like I said, we're going to get a lot more content out, a lot more regularly scheduled content. I'm going to have an actual schedule with releases and everything. It's going to be all fancy.
Ooh.
So
love it.
Carl, he had some personal family business or something. I forget what he said. I think he went on vacation or something. He was very upset. He said he's going to be without like internet for a couple of days. So he's like kind of upset. He said maybe on the after show, if he gets back in time, he'll show us some videos that he took on his trip.
Nice.
So we'll all get to see Carl at the Bunny Ranch. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, it was really good to chat with Carl last night. It's been the first time on Gabbing Geek Getaway that we've like hooked up again. It's a shame he isn't here today. I was looking forward to chatting with him again.
Carl doesn't use a camcorder. He records on his phone. So that's why he's always recording those vertical videos. I got to get him to do some shorts, some quick, like 30-second Carlisms.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know where Days is. Hasn't heard from him in a couple of days. I don't know where Gary is. He's a big-time developer.
He's too big for us now, Gary. Now that he's a game developer.
And Ninja Kitty, he just pops up in the chat. He doesn't actually want to pop up on the stream anymore. I don't know what's going on. The cult is falling apart. I might have to audition new cult members. You know how it is. It's a lot of churn, is what I'm saying. A lot of churn.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Sound good, Bob?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Whew, man. So before we get into it, I know I said we're going to get right into it, but before we get into it, there was a lot of people that said we don't interact with the chat, Bob. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit crazy, but yeah, we was talking about this last night.
So they said that we don't interact with you guys, and I think that's way off base. I think I'm always saying hello to everybody. You know, sometimes you guys talk amongst yourselves. I don't want to get into your conversations, but let me just say hello to everybody who's here. We got a lot of people in the house. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Share. Mr. Beefy came in early. He was the first one, like a half hour before the stream even fucking started. He was here. Evil Knievel. Some guy named Bomberny TV. Stream Elements bot, the greatest bot in the world. Of course, Albert Menendez. He still hasn't recovered from his Kung Fu beatdown, but well wishes go out to Albert. Vaporware Dude, Sweet and Tender Hooligan, Finbar Saunders, The Rabbit Dude. We got Tommy Amico. Just another viewer. Who else is here?
Did we mention Sweet and Tender Hooligan?
I mentioned Sweet and Tender Hooligan.
Evie's here as well.
Yeah, 3 Eevees. All of them are here. Evie, and Evie. Mini Music. Carl's in the chat. What the hell? Carl said he's checking in. Put up some vacation vids for y'all. All right. They went to the Lurch Museum. There's a museum dedicated to one single Addams Family character. That's awesome. We got a donation from Rabbit Dude. He's giving us his melons. Are they big melons, Rabbit Dude? Now, where is Mickey Phantom? I have no idea. Someone was accusing me of being Mickey Phantom. which is like the weirdest thing ever.
I have no idea who that is.
He made some videos on like Amico or something.
All right.
But they were like, those little like short videos.
Sweet. So
Carl
you've got your
says-
monster. Oh, sorry, go on.
Carl says, yes, there's one single museum dedicated to one single.
You've got your monster, and someone was asking last night what's the best Tango flavor. And my favorite at the moment, which I've got a big bottle of here, is Tango Berry Peachy. It's sugar-free. It's pink, and it's really delish.
Well, I got the Ultra Paradise Monster Energy.
Nice. Your heart's going to appreciate that.
Oh, my heart loves it. Oh, there's Mickey Phantom. Popping in. The most monsters I've ever had in one day was probably 4.
Jesus. Most I've done is 2.
I love them. They taste good. I like the way they taste. Sometimes I'll drink a monster right before bed. I'll just drink it. Puts me right out.
Dude, not good.
Yeah. Justin the reviewer says, not that creative. I said Tony TGD is Mickey, but he's not on legend status yet. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal dude. Not legend. But yeah, I can drink a monster, go straight to bed. I have low blood pressure and an undiagnosed heart condition. So I'm just trying to see if I can make it pop.
Nice. I'm so addicted to caffeine. I usually have to have a coffee before I go to bed.
Figure Drawing says, energy drinks are great for rapid aging. Well, I still look like I'm 20. So they haven't affected me in any way. And do not drink one. Why not? Why shouldn't we drink one before bed? Is this something we have to research on the after show? I think we might have to. While I stall for time, Bob, what else you got to talk about?
Nothing much really. I mean, I've got my Oculus Quest 2 obviously for the VR chat. I'm thinking of doing a review video pretty soon on it. So that's one thing I was thinking of doing because a lot of people are searching for that on my channel. And just generally trying to make better and better content. I'm really hyped for my VR series. I know a lot of people ain't going to really get the humor and stuff. But I'm trying to go for a different kind of audience and try to build a library of videos and like hopefully it works out in the long run. Just really passionate about that at the moment.
So by different kind of audience, you mean not the same kind of bums we got here, right?
Yeah, well, for them as well. But I just mean like more even crazier people who are going to get the humor and enjoy it because a lot of it's like uncomfortable cringe humor. And just like random nonsense. So hopefully people enjoy that.
Just another viewer says, I drink cafe con leche before bed. I actually had an idea to open up a Mexican Starbucks called the Cafe con Leche. But then someone beat me to it, which is it's a shame. Stole my idea.
No, that's a shame.
Albert says I'm on Broad for Big Bob's VR.
Nice. It's a lot of fun to make and edit, but yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Crystal Dynamics has issued a bunch of takedowns, Bob. They're trying to protect their leaks because, that's what Crystal Dynamics does.
Right. Yeah.
So we're going to discuss it. This comes from Eurogamer.
One of the good good news sites.
That's an all right. This is by Victoria Kennedy, news reporter, published on the 3rd. It says Crystal Dynamics issues takedown notice following Tomb Raider leak. Something in ruins. So I'm assuming this is a picture from the new Tomb Raider.
Nice, looks good.
It says over the weekend, a leak with potential details of the next Tomb Raider game made its way around the internet. These details came from an audition script for a role in the game and told of Lara Croft leading a team of young Tomb Raiders as she deals with the isolation of success. Now, Tomb Raider developer Crystal Dynamics has issued a DMCA takedown notice to the Sacred Symbols Patreon, which leaked the audition script in question, and in doing so, pretty much verified the details as accurate. The Sacred Symbols Patreon, isn't that, hell's his name? Come on, Bob, help me out.
No clue.
Colin Moriarty, isn't that Colin Moriarty?
Oh yeah, it says there in the article, Colin Moriarty.
Yeah. well, maybe I should have kept reading, right?
It does help.
Yeah, I actually went to Google to try to Google it, look smart, but it didn't work. Sacred Symbols has since released a video about this takedown, saying the company had 4-star hand on the matter. In this video, host Colin Moriarty stated they DMCA'd Patreon to have them ask us to take down the offending audio of us talking about the new Tomb Raider game. I was acting on a notion that this is fair use. This is general interest. This is of huge general interest. Moriarty added, I didn't break into Crystal Dynamics to steal it, so that's good to know. In April, it was announced that the next installment in the Tomb Raider series was being made in Unreal Engine 5. This will be the first outing for Laura since Crystal Dynamics was bought by Embracer as part of a huge deal with Square Enix. We covered that, I think, a couple months ago. Since then, Days Gone director Jeff Ross has joined the studio. Although it has not been confirmed, he is working specifically on that game. In addition to Ross, former Call of Duty developer Belinda Garcia has confirmed she's working on, quote, the future of Tomb Raider as a narrative designer. Meanwhile, the Tomb Raider film franchise has taken a bit of a stumble. Sorry for the train. Following its buyout by Amazon, MGM has lost the rights to make Tomb Raider movies. We covered that last week, I think, or maybe the week before. I get confused. This has resulted in a bidding war for the rights, with former Lara Croft actress Alicia Vikander no longer attached to the project. And then Eurogamer wants us to support them. We will not be doing that.
That sounds really good. I'm really
It sounds
hyped.
like e-begging, right? We don't support
Oh,
e-begging
yeah.
here.
No e-begging at all. By the way, you can make donations through Stream Elements.
Yeah, there is a link. The Stream Element spots, I'll let you know.
I
So
really
you think?
enjoy it. I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually really hyped that they're using Unreal Engine 5. Like, I don't think there's many games at the moment which use Unreal Engine 5, and the potential of that engine is really amazing. The story beats sounds a bit, don't know, cliche. Maybe they're trying to reach a younger audience by having a young team of Tomb Raiders. The fact that they're DMCAing it, like when they probably leaked the information themselves, because really, leaks aren't really leaks. They're just more publication and more advertising. But to DMCA someone is still a bit, like, scummy.
Yeah, well, I think in this situation, it's super scummy, and I'll tell you why. But first, we got to get to Finbar. He says, how about Lara Croft just raids tombs on her own in a tight vest and hot pants? You might be onto something there, Finbar. That sounds revolutionary.
Yeah, sticking to the core game design elements of the originals would be a good idea.
Yeah, I was going to talk about, we'll talk about this more on the after show, but I think games have moved way too far away from their original core design mechanics in the the idea of just making something fun, right? It didn't need to make sense. Burger Time does not make any sense, right? It's a guy walking on giant hamburgers as, he gets chased by giant fucking eggs and he's throwing pepper at them. And, like, what is actually going on in fucking Burger Time, right? There's no story. You can't really explain it, but it's not supposed to be. You don't need it. It's just a fun game. But everything now has to be realistic, based in reality. It has to have a big, intricate story. We're getting past the idea of just a game that's just fun, right? Just something that's fun.
Yep.
I also liked Lara Croft when she mercifully gunned down every wild animal she saw. Yeah, exactly. But as far as these takedowns are 100% scummy. I wish Colin and them would actually challenge it in court. Because as far as I know, it was just that they got a hold of a script, right, from an audition. But they didn't actually, leak this. It wasn't like they had the script, like, here, download the PDF of the script or something. That would be DMCA enforceable. They just talked about it. They're like, here's what we saw, here's our takes on it, blah, 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 blah. Just makes this shit like what we're doing here, right?
Yeah.
So there's really nothing that they did for them. DMCA is about copyrighted material and your, things that you own. You can't own someone else's voice talking about your product, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could ask, they could have sent a letter and say, hey, we really don't want this information released. Could you do us the solid and take it down? And we'll give you, like, exclusive or something, make some kind of deal.
Yeah, that would be more reasonable.
But just to DMCA them, no, this is scummy. And as far as the team of Tomb Raiders, to me, it sounds like there's going to be a multiplayer aspect to it, maybe a free-to-play, like Tomb Raider team thing, something. Because everything's fucking multiplayer. They want fucking free-to-play bullshit.
Oh god, yeah. I was just thinking, yeah, you bringing that up with the team of Tomb Raiders. Oh god, multiplayer Tomb Raider, great.
You're competing against another team to see who could raid the tomb fastest and get the most gold. Some bullshit.
Yeah. I bet. Do you think we're even going to play as Lara, or are we going to be one of these like younger Tomb Raiders, and we're going to be able to design our own character, get custom skins?
Oh god, don't give them any ideas. They're listening. They're taking notes. We didn't even think about that. Custom skins and fucking shit.
Microtransactions up the wazoo.
Yeah. What's up, myself and comics? She got us on mute, so she's not hearing us say hello. But she's saying hi.
Hey.
Yeah. So this DMCA takedown, it's totally scummy. I'm totally against it. I don't approve of it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think that again, they should have just reached out, trying to make some sort of agreement, some deal. Even if they told them, hey, you know what? Wait like a couple of days and then put it back up for us. Do us a solid. Like I said, things can be worked out. You could contact, say, hey, we're going to release this officially in a week. Maybe take it down for 6 days and we'll let you get the 1 day jump on it. Do us a solid. But this ain't it. Ain't it, Chief? But you know what's the sad part, Bob?
What's that?
There'll be a lot of people who are outraged by this. There'll be a lot of people who will say, hey, this is wrong. Fuck Crystal Dynamics, yada, yada, yada. And they'll still buy the fucking game.
Yeah, there's probably still buy it, but didn't Crystal Dynamics do the Avengers game as well? So I don't know if their reputation's that great at the moment.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the people that get outraged, usually like everybody gets all upset and this is wrong. And then, John Hancock still has a YouTube channel despite not having a museum. So, internet anger is always just
amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What we got going on in the chat? What up, 1 Inch Biceps? Ludo, she got a DMCA and freaked out. Who did?
Lady Decade.
Oh, did she? Maybe we'll watch that on the after show. Remind me when we get to the after party. We'll watch that. Isn't the Crystal Dynamics the one who made Gex 3? I think so. I believe so. Finbar says, I might have misunderstood this, but I thought the Tomb Raider rights got sold off so that Square Enix could buy a bunch of NFTs or something. Yeah, but Crystal Dynamics isn't Square Enix. I think they sold off some of the rights, and then the movie rights are separate. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what all the details of that was, but Square Enix did sell off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Bob, did you get a Steam Deck yet?
No, I'm not a handheld gamer, unfortunately. I love the look of the Steam Deck. I'm so tempted to get one, but it just ended up plugged into my TV like my Switch, and I just use it like a console. I know someone.
Can you plug it into your TV?
Yeah, you just get a USB hub and you can plug it into your TV.
I didn't even know that. And that's how little I use my fucking Steam Decks.
You're such a boomer, man.
I am.
I know you.
Well, they got
I'd
a new
say,
feature coming to it.
yeah, that's awesome.
Also, I've heard a lot of people complain about the battery on the Steam Deck not lasting.
Right. Well, it is really advanced tech in it, so it is going to cane the powers.
All right, so Steam Deck has a new feature. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel because every new subscription gets a free hello from Bob.
Hello.
There you go. That's for everybody. You only get one, but you got to share it. So, a lot of people have been talking about the Steam Deck. I see a lot of videos always popping up about the battery life, how it doesn't last. My battery lasts fucking hours. I don't play it. The battery's still good. 1 Inch Bicep says mine only lasts like 1 hour and 20 minutes. I think it has to do with the settings and then, what game you're playing.
Definitely. If you want to save some battery, try turning it down to 30 frames per second lock. Maybe turning down some of the graphics will help. 60 frames per second really kills the battery, from what I hear.
Yeah, I heard that too. But there's another new feature coming.
Yeah,
Something
this is
that,
really. Sorry.
as I say, something that I don't even think I even thought I would want. Do you know what I'm talking about, Bob?
Yeah, it's actually a really good feature, especially with the crazy weather we've been having. There's been warnings coming from Nintendo and Steam about using your handhelds in too hot temperatures because of this insane heat wave. So this feature is really cool.
Yeah, so shut up, PC Gamer. This comes from PC Gamer. Steam Deck will now warn you when it's too hot or too cold to play. This is from Jacob Ridley. Maybe don't take your Steam Deck into an industrial freezer. When I was younger, when I was a younger man, I used to work at a grocery store. I
Yeah.
used to have my PSP, and I played inside the freezer.
Oh,
That's
nice.
what it's without the camera, right? So they can't see that you're fucking around.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a freezer when I worked in a superstore when I was younger, and we used to mess around in there, and I got locked in there a few times for a while. But it was great in summer, man. It just kept you nice and frosty cool.
Hell yeah! You just open up a milk, drink it, walk over to the ice cream part. Eat some ice cream bars.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying stealing is good. Don't steal is what I'm saying. Figure Drawing says, I guess the Geek Getaway has to give his unplayed Steam Deck as a 1,000 follower giveaway. It's
Ooh.
used. I would feel really bad about giving something that's opened and used away. So I would if I didn't open it. Such bad.
Maybe you could sign it and add some value to it.
I did joke about that with Retro Bro. He was because at one point I was thinking of selling it. Right, I was like, I bought it and I really didn't use it. I was like, I might sell it. And Retro Bro was like, I'll buy it off you. I was like, you know what? I'll sign it, and then that way you can have it. He's like, no, I don't want it signed. Well, then I'm like, I was like, the only way I'm selling is if I sign it, and you have to agree to keep my signature on it. He didn't like that.
No.
Maybe someday when we get famous. Let's see if we go. It says, following a warning from Valve regarding the maximum and minimum temperature your Steam Deck is happy to operate at, the little handheld gaming PC will now warn you when it's running outside its safe operating temperature range. As part of a major update to the Steam Deck's OS, version 3.3, Valve has added a warning to tell users when their device is at risk of running slowly or not running at all from excessive heat or cold. For the record, Steam Deck's safe operating range is between 0 and 35 degrees Celsius. What is that for Americans? I don't know what that. I know 0 is 0, but what's 35 degrees in Fahrenheit? In normal people temperature.
Normal people. Sorry, we're on the metric system here. The rest of the world.
95 degrees. Damn, that's it. So from 0 degrees to 95 degrees. If you exceed those temperatures, the system may throttle performance or even shut down. At high temperatures, that's understandable, as the CPU and GPU, in this case an all-in-one AMD APU chip, will exceed temperatures its silicon is designed to run at. At 100 degrees C, the Steam Deck chip will throttle. At 105 C, it will shut off. The ambient temperature will play a big role in reaching those sorts of temperatures, as Steam Deck will run at 60 to 70 degrees Celsius while gaming in a room at around 20 degrees Celsius ambient temperature. But if you thought you'd be fine gaming in the Arctic, then think again. When you get down to sub-zero temperatures, it's a different ballgame entirely. We asked Steam Deck designer Lawrence Yang about what risk it is of running the Steam Deck in these sorts of super chilled environments, and he told us it's largely down to the battery. Quote, at very cold temperatures, the battery starts to have a hard time, Yang says. Just like any battery-powered device, the Steam Deck's battery can't sustain peak power draw at temperatures below 0 Celsius, similar to the way cars have a tougher time starting in freezing weather. If the temperatures do get this low, we'll start to throttle the system to maintain battery longevity. So in theory, you will see that new warning from Valve at any temperature exceeding 35 degrees or below 0. We don't dare test it with our Steam Deck unit, though. Oh, with our only Steam Deck unit. They only got one Steam Deck unit at PC Gamer? Now I'm tempted to plug it in, because I got an outlet outside. Wait till it's like winter, plug it in, see how it runs that way.
Yeah.
0 isn't 0, it's 35. I thought 0 was 0. I thought everything was 0.
No, Fahrenheit doesn't line up like that. It's crazy.
Sure.
It's crazy that like freezing point in Fahrenheit is like minus 35. Like what?
It's 32. I could have swore. I thought Kelvin. I thought they all lined up at 0. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
They all line up at 0. Your girlfriends?
Ooh. Damn. That's cool.
Yeah. But don't go too cold on your Steam Deck. That's the warning. Or too hot.
Yeah. So, kind of curious how the Steam Deck is actually going to register that, right? How it's going to know.
Yeah, I was wondering that. Are they going to get the temperature from the internet through its internet connection, or has it got temperature sensors built into it? I know there's probably temperature sensors for the APU, but I'd be interested to find how they implement that.
Yeah, will be interesting. Yeah. Outsmarted by a stoner? Yeah. Fuck. Finbar says to get from Celsius to Fahrenheit, the general rule is double the number and add 30 to it. Midi says it's got to be the sensor. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like I said, I wonder if there's going to be like videos of people tricking it, like taking it in 0 degree temperature and then like putting a water bottle on it or something to keep it warm and see if you could trick the fucking CPU.
You could probably trick it into reading a different temperature, but it ain't going to change the performance, though. If it's actually like 0 degrees, then it's going to just slow down the electronics.
Maybe just put like something like one of those hand warmers next to the battery, so then the battery stays.
Yeah. And just to let people know, Linus Tech Tips recently did a video where they water-cooled. Well, no, they didn't water-cool, but they added a big external cooling fan to the Steam Deck by cutting a hole in it and sticking it on, which was really interesting. So I'd recommend checking that out for you Steam Deck heads.
After our live show.
After the live show and after the video.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Not much to say about the Steam Deck's feature. It'll be interesting. I guess something that'll be helpful for people who actually use it, unlike me. Midi says cold doesn't slow down electronics. It makes electronics faster, if anything.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, my bad.
See, so you need to keep it in the cold and then put something warm on the battery because the battery seems to be the issue. All right. Man, we're already 44 minutes into the show. A little 10 minutes of it was like music.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. Sometimes I don't realize how long we're talking to like glance over. I'm like, shit, we've been here 3 fucking hours and it doesn't feel like I've said anything. No. So where are we going next, Bob?
I don't know. I'm kind of like hyped for the Halo news. But we could cover something else first if you wanted.
Halo news? What Halo news?
The Halo 2 challenge game finally beat.
Oh, that's not Halo news. But that's actually where we're going next.
How is that not Halo news? It's news about Halo 2. It's news.
No, it's news about a challenge that happens to feature Halo 2. It's like an achievement news. Yeah, it is
pedantic
a little bit.
Semantics. You're arguing semantics here, dude.
Don't you know who I am, Bob?
Yes, I do. You always argue.
I mean, it's like, okay, let's say you won $10,000 at a McDonald's giveaway, right? It's not really McDonald's news. It's like giveaway news.
It's both. It's both.
Let me know in the chat if you think beating a Halo challenge and winning $20,000, if you think that's Halo news, give me a 1. If you think that it's just like gaming achievement news, give me a 2. And if you don't think it's either and you think this is stupid, the 1 and 2 thing, don't put any. All right. But let's see what we got going here. I didn't even know about this until like a week ago, or else I would have beat it myself.
Pro gamer, Tony.
Yeah. That's kind of busy, or else I would have pulled a pro gamer move on it. But let's see. Halo. I think what was it? Critical, Moist Critical did it.
Yeah, Moist Critical issued the challenge. I'm just reading the article. Why am I on top of things and you not this week, man?
No, sometimes I ask questions that I know the answer to that I'm just trying to get you to talk.
Oh, right, cool.
Or else it's just me saying everything, and then it's why do I have co-host if I'm saying all this stuff?
Yeah.
You'll get it one day, Bob. You'll figure it out.
I'm slow.
All right, everybody. We're going to be talking about the $20,000 Halo challenge. It's actually the Halo 2 challenge. Let me fix that. We don't want to be inaccurate here. Spreading that false information. I am the greatest source of false information all over the internet, apparently. So this challenge has been beat. As I was telling Bob just moments ago, I would have beaten it, except for I don't play loser games like Halo. I play
Oh my God, don't say that.
I play real people games. All right.
Yeah, like that fucking duck one where you just tilt your controller around to get.
Dude, that game's fun as fuck. What is like Rubber Dub, Super Rubber Dub?
Yeah, that's the one.
Ducks, that shit's fucking dope. Unfortunately for me, the controller that I got for my PS2, I bought like second party or third party controllers. They don't have the fucking sensor. So
I think you mean PS3.
PS3. Yeah, PS3. Whatever. You know what I meant.
Yeah, but you gotta be accurate. You gotta be on point. You gotta provide the facts and be legit. This is the Geek Getaway, after all.
This is true. Yeah. So I got third-party controllers for my PS3 that don't have the sensor. So fucking, I can't play Super Rubber Dub. It just sits there with the duck just looking at me, taunting me. But this is more important. We're talking about Halo 2. Apparently, some people like Halo or something. I don't know. I can't figure out what all these kids be doing nowadays. Their weird Xboxes or some shit. I don't know. When Xbox becomes like a mainstream, console, like one of the big boys, when it joins Nintendo and the PlayStation,
yeah.
Then I'll be more concerned about it. But right now, it's just like this little niche third party system. It's like a far third.
Once they get some like actual like original games for the system and like some first party games, then it might be good.
Yeah. I mean, if they start buying up studios and like making big moves, then maybe I'll care.
Yeah.
This is PC Gamer from Jody McGregor. It says someone finally beat the $20,000 Halo 2 challenge. Once called impossible, it was considered one of the most difficult feats in the history of video games.
Nice.
Apparently, this channel is intended for mature audiences. We can't watch it. Can't watch the video. It says earlier this year, Charlie Critical White issued a challenge. Man, I didn't know his name. It was Charlie White.
No.
Fucking doxing him. Good job, PC Gamer.
That's got to be a stage name, man. I don't believe it. Or he's got cruel parents.
Yeah, I don't think Critical is really like his middle name. I think that's...
I mean, the Charlie White bit. I don't know. Charlie White.
Yeah. He offered $5,000 to anyone who could complete a full solo playthrough of Halo 2 on legendary difficulty with 13 of the difficulty modifying skulls activated. The 14th skull, called Envy, gives you active camouflage in place of your flashlight. 3 weeks later, with nobody claiming it, he bumped the reward up to $20,000. All I know is the guy who beat it is kind of dumb, right?
Why?
Why? Because he offered $5,000, right?
Yeah.
And no one claimed it. Then he bumped it up to $20,000. I would have beat it, got evidence, and then waited to see if he bumped it up more.
Yeah, but it's the first person comes. If you beat it and...
But as hard as it is, I would be pretty confident that no one else... Because it's not like since he's beat it, like 5 other people have come forward, right? I mean, I would have waited a couple days.
You might have missed out on the $5,000 completely then.
What do you mean the 20 grand? Because he got it. It was up to 20 grand when he beat it.
Yeah, that was 3 weeks later.
Yeah. So I mean, in those 3 weeks, they might have bumped it up. He might have been real confident, like, oh, 50 grand. Then I would have claimed it. But that's just me. I play the odds.
Easy to say with hindsight, mate.
Everything's easy with hindsight, right? It says, in the 18 years since Halo 2's release, no recorded instance of anyone achieving this feat existed. Today, after dozens of attempts spread over the previous weeks, Twitch streamer Jer Velen finally completed the challenge. In a run that took just shy of 6.5 hours, he made use of an incredible amount of skill as well as tricks and glitches, like the one that lets you bring a Banshee with you into the final fight against Tartarus.
Yeah.
Things almost went sideways in the final minutes thanks to a brute with a shotgun who dodged a double grenade. But Jervelin managed to hold it together until the end. This all sounds very boring. Very boring.
I'm very excited. I'm very on the edge of my seat with this. I'm the complete opposite.
Jervelin was previously responsible for the first Deathless Lasso Legendary All Skulls on run of any Halo game, having completed Halo 2 with all 14 skulls, including the MV skull active. That run was clocked at 5 hours, 54 minutes, and 40 seconds, while his latest feat took 6 hours, 29 minutes, and 44 seconds. Seems like a decent way to earn 20 grand. 20 grand for 6 hours of work? Sign me up.
Wow, it was weeks of work. So, yeah, still like 3 weeks of work, 20 grand. That's like a year's wages for some people. Very nice.
Rodek Sippy says maybe he had it beat at 5 grand and waited. Yeah, maybe in private he did. He's like, oh, shit, I got to wait.
Yeah. But that's really cool, man. I love Halo challenges. I love seeing that stuff.
Tommy Amico says, lol, Tony, you thought someone was going to outbid you on that challenge. Someone did outbid me. That's why it got so high, because someone was bidding against me the whole time. Tony's mad that challenge wasn't related to Warlords for the 2600. Not really. I am not a retro gamer. I don't know how I got this weird like stigma that I'm like a retro gamer. Like even fucking Blinded Braille's like, dude, you just play old games. I'm like, no, I don't. I play all the latest games that come out, right? Like I just happen to cover one retro console, and then somehow everyone thinks that I'm a retro gamer. Finbar says, who was bidding against you, DJC? Is that why he got so mad?
Yeah, I don't know where people get the impression I'm a retro gamer.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I might play some games that are like 2 or 3 years old, or, maybe I haven't, I didn't catch the Yakuza series when it first came out, so I'm playing that. But I wouldn't consider that like a retro game, right?
Yeah, no.
So, I don't know.
Well, congratulations to Javelin for winning the 20K. That's really hype.
Yeah, maybe he'll come on the show when he gets a little more important. We might have lunch. Tony's gonna open up a retro game museum. I just might a little humble museum.
Ooh, an Amico museum.
I mean, I did write the only guide to the Intellivision Amico released games for 2021, right? And I'm working on the follow-up, gentlemen. The 2022 book is coming out. So
nice.
Be aware. Or is it the 20? Did I do a 2020 book? Man, it's been so long that we've been covering this shit. I don't even remember. What year was the book, Bob?
I don't know. I just heard it was trash on Amazon.
What are you talking about? It got 5-star reviews.
No, I'm kidding. I'm winding you up.
There was actually people that trashed it.
There was one person who was like, man, the book is empty. I'm crying. It was like, obviously missed the joke.
Yeah, no, you know what? It is the 2020. It's the 10-10-2020 to 10-10-2021 book. Volume 2 will be the 10-10-2021 to 10-10-2022. So we got a couple more months before we get all the releases for this year. And we will cover it.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean,
the
company's still active, right?
Yeah, would you, if they bring out like a game on multiplat, like, would you add that to the Intellivision Amico guidebook, or would that not be an Intellivision Amico game?
No, because it says, if you read the description, the Ultimate Intellivision Amico Guidebook covers every Intellivision Amico game released from the original launch date until 1 year later. It does not cover game demos released between those dates, nor does it cover the physical products put out by Intellivision. Each game covered is given a rating, detailed walkthrough, tips and tricks section, and a brief spoiler-free plot synopsis. I only cover games that were made, launched, and play on the Intellivision Amico.
$5, that's a bargain. That's
It
well
is.
cheap. I recommend everyone go buy that if you got a spare $5.
I'm going to put a link in the description in case you want to get a copy of the book. It does have a lovely front cover that has a picture of the Amico shell. I mean, I know not everybody can have a shell, but you can have a picture of the shell. Put my lovely signature right on the front of it. And on the back of the book, look at that. The back cover. This is the only book that covers all the Intellivision Amico games released between 10/10/2020 and 10/10/21. It's got a picture of my avatar, the nice frog. A little synopsis about me. It says Tony TGD is the #1 Intellivision Amico YouTube content creator. He has purchased over 2K in Amico-related items and is still waiting for his pre-order. That's outdated. I'm no longer waiting. I canceled my pre-order.
That's a shame.
And you get to be part of the Amico No Access, which is on the back cover. Look at that.
Nice. So you're like a published author now as well as a journalist.
Yeah. It's got 12 reviews.
Nice.
An Amazonian customer says, it is what it says. 5 stars. This product is an accurate list of every Amico game released this year. Very insightful, honest, transparent, and valuable souvenir for any fan of the Amico saga. This hater, look at this hater, says, after purchasing this book, I realized nothing in the description is accurate. It's a complete accurate description of what's in the book. It may seem like a fun joke by the author, but slapping a fancy cover on a book that contains no material other than the words placeholder page slapped 28 times throughout its pages is more than a little disingenuous. If you want a book about the Intellivision Amico, please don't waste. How many games were released for the Intellivision Amico between 10/10/2020, 10/10/21, Bob?
A grand total. Let me count them. None.
Right. So I cover every one, and there's exactly none. So I don't know what this guy thought I was going to cover. This guy only gave it 3 stars. An amusing souvenir of the controversial Amico scene is exactly what the description says it is. The content is truthfully minimal due to the lack of published games, but it makes for an enjoyable souvenir of the controversial Amico scene, product delays, and from 2018 to 2022 so far. The brevity of the content speaks to the subject matter better than verbose ramblings. There are some improvements I'd look for in the second revision and for the 2021-2022 edition as well. I'd like to see page numbers, an index, a glossary of terms, and with these additions on blank pages, the placeholder text for that page is not in the same place with each page and occurs twice on some pages. Oh. You got a misprint. You got it. The Amazon print-on-demand services makes up the majority of the cost, leaving the author with a tiny return in which he committed to contribute to charity. An ebook version would get this to a wider audience. I was thinking of doing an ebook version next year. And nice. I did, in case you guys missed it, I did donate $100 to charity. I took the money from the book sales plus extra.
God bless you.
Yeah. I'm a great guy. The Dork Side, who bought the book, he reviewed it, says, the book is a must-have for anyone interested in Intellivision Amico. It's a riveting tale detailing every Amico game released for the last year. A great keepsake for gaming history.
Oh, bless the Dork Side. He's a top lad. You should check out his channel, guys. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah. Jason Strotham. I never thought anyone could write 26 pages of nothing. This book is a must-have for Amico fans and collectors. Follow the Amico's progress and ultimate destiny. Dustin Gibson says, bad joke. For every company person that fell into debt during the COVID boogie virus situation, no one is barking notice that Microsoft and Sony both had a severe shortage of Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 systems on the shelf. Even Nintendo was having trouble getting their Switches out. I say if Intellivision can get it done late to the game, I want to see it. I want to play it, take the delays, and get it done right. The true game fans and the innovators remember the fable, the tortoise and the hare. I hope the system knocks the haters off the court. Ooh, this was from April 18, 2022.
Oh,
And
well,
this is
like,
a new review.
yeah, but these reviews don't really count because they didn't purchase. They're not verified purchases. Boo! Buy my book.
Yeah, buy my book. Fuck. DS wrote, "This is not a book."
It's a, it clearly is a book, though. It has a front page, a back page, and pages in the middle. What else you need?
Yeah. It is not clear to me as to who exactly this product is, as to what exactly this product is, but it's most certainly not a book. It's a set of empty pages being sold as a book by a person that appears to be seriously sick and a lot of time on his hands. You just said I didn't write anything, so if it's empty, that really doesn't take that much time to slap together. I don't understand. I should do an audio book version. I'll do a reading of the next. When I do the next book, I'll read the two live on stream. Damn, haters better learn their fables. Yeah, DS is that Leo? Is it Leo DS? Mm-hmm.
Ooh, maybe.
Good catch. I didn't even think about that. Moon Patrol demo doesn't count. We don't cover demos. We only cover released games. I think Pat and Ian got mad, or at least Pat. Maybe Ian found it funny, but I think Pat got mad. I called it the Ultimate Amico guidebook.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I just got that.
Let's see. Tommy T reviewed it. He says, "Woo! Finally a guidebook for the only home gaming system for everyone. Any book talking about the Amico and its super cool founder is A-OK in my book. My friend John said it best. Tommy, any press is good press. Do you know what I told them? Boom, baby. If this book sells one more Amico, it's doing more than that dolt over at Atari Age is. I want to tell you more, but Miyamoto is calling."
Interesting. I wonder who that is.
Tommy T. I don't know who that is, but sounds like a good guy.
Sounds all right to me. He knows Miyamoto.
Devlin M says, "Horribly written, not funny. Poorly written dribble, not funny at all. It's almost as if the writer has a vendetta against the people behind the company and needs it to fail to be seen. Sad." How's it poorly written? It literally just says placeholder. I don't understand that. M. Stacy gave this a 2-star review. Said, "Amusing idea, but a bit sad for the author." Why is it sad? I don't understand how this is sad. It's an amusing joke for those who have followed the Amico mess, but the description should clearly inform buyers that the content is blank. It's not blank. It says placeholder page. As this writing, it does not. Not everyone is in on the joke and will fully educated and informed of the situation. May actually expect some content for their money. You get content. You get blank pages. You could write notes in it. You can put your codes, tips and tricks, passwords.
Yeah. You can like make your notes about the games which have come out for the Intellivision Amico.
Yeah. Save your high scores. It's all kind of useful.
Wipe your bottom with it.
Selling a product that is virtually blank is not much different from a game company selling physical games that are virtually empty boxes. So would it be no different from those you are criticizing? Oh, that's cold.
Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
This was from April 2022. I didn't see this review until now. It says it's probably a bit sad for the author to realize that the best way to sell a book is if they don't write anything in it. That's got to sting a bit. Man, deep cuts. There's more reviews on another page? What the hell? Yeah, Anon said, "Fake news. The author," and I use the term loosely, "is a biased hack with a personal vendetta against the owner of the company. Complete trash. Save your $5 or put it towards doing something good for someone worthy." And someone named P. Country.
I wonder who that is.
Said, "Fake book, do not buy. This is a fake book, do not buy." Gave it a 1-star review.
I will put money on it. That's the real P. Country.
I would too. I think he's a little jealous that I wrote an Intellivision Amico book before he got a chance to.
Yeah.
All right. That was amusing. That was a little amusing tangent. What's up, Beefy? We were talking about the Ultimate Intellivision Amico Guidebook, Volume 1, 10/10/2020 to 10/10/2021. Yeah, you could use the paper to roll joints. See, look at that. It's all kind of uses. Uh, I really didn't know. I didn't think anyone was gonna get mad, right? It was like a joke that I made, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and then once I say I'm gonna do something, then I gotta do it. And I didn't think anyone was gonna buy it, right? Like, who's gonna buy it? But you got guys like Dorkside, they're like, oh, this is funny. A couple other people that follow the Amico saga thought it was funny, they bought it. Do you know how many copies of that book I sold, Bob?
20?
Man, I wish I sold 20 copies of that book.
Uh,
Let me see. Let me go to my Kindle page here. I sold 12.
not bad. You sold product. 12 is better than none.
I am the best-selling Intellivision Amico author.
As far as we know.
There's no one else. There's no other Amico. There's 2 other Amico books. One was discontinued after a very harsh review from a. I don't want to name the critic. I don't like naming names, but some critic was really harsh on the book, and then they stopped selling it.
Yeah, and that was really scummy because the money for that book, if it's the book I'm thinking of, was going to charity, and it messed everything up.
Well, I don't think the review messed everything up. That was just some other stuff that messed up.
Yeah.
How much of a cut does Amazon? How much of a cut did Amazon take? They took a big cut. It was like, I think it's like 30% for the book, and then they charge you for the printing fee and everything. I think out of that $5, I think I end up getting like 50 cents a book.
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah. Well, I think because the fee is like it's a set fee, right? So there's like say $3 for the printing and then like whatever, right? And if I charge more for the book, then I would make more. But I was like, I don't want to charge like $20 for a book, rather. That's why I was like $5 was like the minimum, like to cover the fees, and then like I get a little something. Yeah. It was funny because I had to put that down on my taxes.
Really? Jeez.
Because I made money, right? Technically. Dude, my taxes look so fucked up last year because of all the different shit I had to put on it. Like, oh, I got a couple bucks from this, and then I got like all the different transactions I did with the fucking crypto, and I made about $5 total. But actually, I'm 95 negative because then I donated $100 to charity for people buying the book.
Evil's comment: Jeff Bezos got richer thanks to Tony.
He did. I put money in Bezos' pocket. He's thanking me for that sweet, sweet Amico money. What else we got? Oh, we got this is a good little article here. You excited to talk about someone going to jail over gaming?
Hell yeah. Who got nicked?
We're going to find out.
Yeah. Boo.
Just reading the headline, I'm not sure I agree with this, but I guess reading the article, we'll find out. But we're going to be talking about a Genshin Impact cheat creator being jailed. Apparently, this is someone who invented cheats for Genshin Impact, which is actually a very fun game. I played it. I was a little hesitant. I thought, it's not going to be fun. It's a free to play. It came from mobile. It was actually pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I mean, you don't really need to spend anything. I think because I'm not like a weeb and I don't have an attachment to any of the characters, right? I'm not like, oh, I got to fucking keep playing the gacha until I get the one character I want or whatever, right? I'm just like, this is fun. I just play for a couple hours a day or whatever, do the little dailies, and that's the end of it. Yeah. But I can see how people are, affected by the microtransactions and all the other bullshit in the game.
Mm.
But for me, it just works. It says, Genshin Impact cheat creator sentenced to jail. This is from Game Rant. It says, a couple of Genshin Impact cheat creators caught by Hoyoverse back in 2021 received a heavy punishment, which includes prison time. Prison time. That should be sentenced to prison, right? Because prison and jail are two different
Hold
things.
up a sec. Game Rant, this sounds very familiar. Is this our favorite website?
No, this ain't.
Sean Murray, I was thinking of.
That's
No.
the gamer.
Oh, right.
It's close. Close. Evie says, I do not have an Amazon account. I hate that company.
I understand. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Scythe Jacko says, we're going to check out Rob Mulder. We are in the after show. So stick around for the after party. Now, but let's see what's going on here. This is by Harold Krdzic. How the fuck you pronounce that, Bob? Krdzic.
I don't know. That sounds a bit Greek to me.
HK wrote this article, and we're going to read it. Since the game was released back in September 2020, a lot of Genshin Impact players have tried taking shortcuts by using various cheats. These cheats can grant various unfair advantages, from granting God mode to having all the items in the game. However, cheats in Genshin Impact always seem to fly under the radar, even though the game has a very active community. The main reason behind this is probably the fact that there is not a lot of in-game interaction between players, as the game is more focused on a single-player experience. It says, according to popular Chinese finance website named finance.sina, 3 people that were arrested back in 2021 for selling Genshin Impact cheats have recently been sentenced to up to 4 years in prison.
Wow.
I mean,
4 years.
There's got to be more to it, right? Because
Oh no, like it's a game with microtransactions, and if you're bypassing those microtransactions, you're costing the company potentially a lot of money, depending on how many people use the software. So technically, in a way, it's like circumventing payment systems, which could be seen as theft.
yeah, I can understand if you were doing cheats that gave access to items that cost money or something like that, right? But like, say God mode, you don't necessarily have to get anything additional. It just makes you not die, right?
Yeah, but like, if I don't know how the mechanics of Genshin Impact work, but that could give you like, I don't know,
Well,
unfair
it gives you an
advantage.
advantage, yeah, but there's really not any, like, there's no real multiplayer aspect to it, right?
Right.
It's like in Dark Souls, you know, like, say multiplayer, the guys help each other to like beat a boss or something.
Yeah.
You have like that, but you don't have actual like PvP,
Right.
or at least not as far as the game so far. I don't know.
Oh, I'm reading on further. I think that explains it.
Okay, we should probably start read the whole article before we start making comments. That helps.
Yeah.
According to multiple reports, this is the first time Genshin Impact cheaters were punished by serving jail time. The cheat creators have apparently sold over 40,000 access keys for their software and made an illegal income of approximately 300,000. A recent thread on Reddit about this matter revealed the person most responsible for the cheating received a 4-year prison sentence along with a $50,000 fine.
So when money's involved, things get a little bit more sketchy. It wasn't like the guy was creating cheats and releasing them free. They were making cash money from it.
Yeah. Genshin Impact cheat makers caught in 2021 finally sent to jail. Not really fresh out of the oven, just been informed the team of 3 cheat makers sellers caught in June 2021, slightly over a year ago, finally got their verdict recently. Leader gets 4 years in jail, fined $50,000. Main accomplice gets 3 years, 10 months jail, fined $50,000. Smaller accomplice gets 1 year, 6 months in jail, fined $10,000. Reminder to all players, if you treasure your game account, please do not use any cheats or mods to play Genshin. MiHoYo is very serious in giving permanent bans to game accounts and taking legal action against the bigger criminals. 3.0 update and anniversary coming soon. Take care and continue to have fun. His main accomplice apparently got 3 years and 10 months of jail time with the same fine. The third helper received the smallest punishment, which included 1.5 years in prison with a $10,000 fine. Multiple replies in the comment section claim that this is another reminder that Hoyoverse is serious in their battle against cheaters and leakers. A big part of the community is still surprised about how heavy the punishment is, considering that the game has no PvP modes. However, a couple of fans have pointed out that some type of cheating, like having an infinite amount of promo gems, can be looked at as directly stealing from Hoyoverse, especially if the cheat is spread over 40,000 players. Besides cheating, another big problem for Hoyoverse is the fact that Genshin Impact's content keeps getting leaked before their official announcement. Now, that's really not, that's not a player problem, right? That's a you problem. That's a Hoyoverse problem. They need to tighten up their fucking server
Yeah.
or whatever. Even though Hoyoverse seems to be against their content being revealed before their live stream events, it's safe to say there can be some upside. Leaks often generate tons of hype for new Genshin Impact characters, which makes their official announcement even more popular. A couple of months ago, a leaker was fined $78,000 for leaking footage of the Genshin Impact version 2.5 beta phase. Apparently, one of the leaks contained their UID, unique identifier, which has allowed Hoyoverse to track them down. However, this didn't have a big impact on the leakers, and most of them have continued sharing the game's upcoming content. Could you imagine getting a $78,000 fine and just rolling with it, Bob? Nothing changes?
That'd be insane. I don't know what I'd do with this. A 78,000 fine would be life ending for me.
Yeah, me too. That'd be. I would
I don't
change
know
my
what I'd
name.
do.
You'd be like, "Who's this new content creator that sounds just like Kermit?" Because I'd been changed my name, moved. But I can understand being upset. There's a difference between finding something out, being leaked something, and signing a contract to do a beta, and then leaking out information from that beta. Right? It's totally different.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if the guy. I wonder, was the guy a beta tester? I'm assuming, and there must have been some agreement which he's broken.
Yeah.
So I don't know how intentional. I don't know how clued up the leaker was on the repercussions, because that's a bit of a sketchy thing. I was thinking if he wasn't aware, he didn't read the contract, especially if it's a digital contract on the game where you just scroll through it and hit accept. That's a bit unfair.
Well, this is probably more when you have the betas and stuff. They give you a clear, you are not allowed to share any of this information, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So fucking 4 years. And because he's probably a nerd and a weeb, it's not going to be an easy.
Oh shit! No.
It's going to be a rough 4 years in that Chinese prison. Hope it was worth it.
Oh no, Chinese prison as well. That's going to be rough.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the She-Hulk. You excited for the She-Hulk, Bob?
Tepidly, cautiously hype for it. I love everything Marvel, of course. A big Marvel MCU fan. Some of the stuff I saw early on, I was more interested in. Then they did some trailer reveals, and more stuff came out, and I was a little bit oh no, they actually are going this direction.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I'm holding on. I'm trying not to say too much. Waiting for.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's talk She-Hulk. All right, so before we get into it, before Bob tells us why he likes Mommy She-Hulk, we're going to remind you to go ahead and like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, because every subscription gets Bob another Death by Snoo dream involving the She-Hulk.
Hell yeah.
So you're very excited about the She-Hulk? You said you're a big Marvel fan. You like everything they do.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the MCU. It's ups and downs. It's good and bad. A little bit tepidly hyped for this. I like the look of the actress. I want to see more Hulk. Hulk's one of my favorites, so I love the Hulk. Not been enough Hulk in the MCU, so She-Hulk with Bruce Banner in it is going to be awesome.
I am also a huge Hulk fan. He's my favorite superhero. I love the idea of a smart scientist having a damaged mind and then just fucking saying fuck it, getting all mad and beating the shit out of people. Just love that.
Definitely.
Was a fan of the She-Hulk. I like the original run, not the Savage She-Hulk. When she went to the Sensational She-Hulk and she did all the goofy comics and breaking the fourth wall and, playing up her sexuality and everything. I'm not a huge fan of this actress. I haven't seen her in anything, but I don't think she's that attractive. I said that on another stream, and everybody was all mad at me, and they're like, fucking, what does it matter? It's like, you're gonna fucking whack it off to the show. I'm like, no, but I'm like, she's supposed to be sexy. That's the She-Hulk. Yeah, the John Byrne run.
Personally, I get so lost especially in movies and the MCU movies. I get so lost in the story and the characters and stuff. I rarely notice like when the character's hot or not. Like it doesn't come into my mind. I saw Captain Marvel with my friend, and we was talking about it afterwards. I was talking about the story, and my mate turns around to me and goes, "Yeah, but didn't you think Captain Marvel was hot?" And I was like, "Oh, that didn't even cross my mind."
Well, see, during the sensational She-Hulk Byrne run, right?
Right.
They played up, like I said, they played up her sexuality. They played up that she's like fun and she enjoys being the She-Hulk, because as Jennifer Walters, she was like kind of a mousy, like, introverted, and then she became the She-Hulk, and she was like, "Oh, look at me, I'm fucking hot," and was fun and outgoing. Right. That was sort of the dynamic between the two personalities. Whereas Bruce Banner is like this nerdy scientist, and he becomes a childlike, temper tantrum throwing, fucking huge beast. Her dynamic was mousy, introverted, and then extroverted, party going, fucking femme fatale sexiness. And I don't think this actress has that. She's not giving me that fucking, it's like the Jennifer Walters that they show and the She-Hulk is the same. She's just now green and taller.
Right. Do you think this is taking inspiration from the sensational She-Hulk then?
No, I think it's taking inspiration from the later runs where they more focus on her law career and everything.
All right.
Because in the earlier runs, even though she's a lawyer, it's kind of not really played up. And it's more about her, like she wants to be a superhero type thing.
Right.
And then later on, it's more like court drama, doing all that kind of thing.
All right.
Justin Hawk says She-Hulk is hot, but the show is kind of shitting on her and also Hulk. Hold that thought, because we're going to show the new trailer, and you might think differently. Which is one of the things people were complaining, because what they showed focused a lot on the She-Hulk, which makes sense because this is a She-Hulk series, right? So you'd want to highlight the She-Hulk over the secondary characters like the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were very upset because they showed her learning faster, and she throws a boulder farther than the Hulk throws his boulder, and she's got more balance, which makes sense. When you're a 2-ton Hulk, it's like 7'8", 2 tons, versus a 7 foot, half-ton She-Hulk. You're probably going to be a lot more clumsy, right? The Hulk is not this like delicate flower of balance and stuff, right?
No, he's a brute force of nature.
Yeah. And she's supposed to be like more acrobatic and stuff. Smart Hulk isn't as strong. That's actually untrue. In the comics, the original Hulk, the Green Hulk, which is the second version of the Hulk.
Yeah.
He had his base level was like 80 tons. And then as he got madder, he would get stronger with no upper limit to how strong he can get. Then the Gray Hulk, which was the original version of the Hulk, he would be like 75 tons max is what he could lift. Now the Professor Hulk, which is the Smart Hulk, his limit was 100 tons, but that's where he started. Like he started at 100 tons, but he just couldn't get any stronger. So technically he was stronger than the original Hulk at base, right?
Oh.
But the original Hulk would just get madder, and he would just get stronger and bypass that because he had no limit. So a lot of people don't know that. See, that's how nerdy I am, and that's how much comics I've read. That's how much I love the Hulk. Beefy says the She-Hulk is taking inspiration from what I read back around Civil War I. Yeah, that's the later runs. Finbar says she's hotter when she's hulked out, to be fair.
Definitely, she can step on me any day.
Ooh, Bob's into that weird stuff.
Hell yeah.
So let's watch this new trailer. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if people change their mind about the She-Hulk.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero. Yes.
Very good.
Just trying to show you.
No,
It's done.
I'm shown. I did not go to.
So right there, within this new trailer, they're already showing you the Hulk. Way stronger than She-Hulk. Just fucking threw that shit out into the atmosphere.
That was insane.
Do you think She-Hulk could rip a man's penis off with her vagina?
I'd let her try.
In the comics, that's one of the jokes because, you know, she is the She-Hulk. And eventually she has to start dating other superpowered beings because, you know, she doesn't want to kill anybody. So she ends up hooking up with the Juggernaut because he's like one of the few people that she can sleep with.
The unstoppable Juggernaut. I wonder if that counts her in the bed as well.
Yeah. Beefy says maybe I'm thinking of Joe Fixit. Yeah, Joe Fixit would be your Las Vegas enforcer, gangster Hulk. He's the Gray Hulk, but then they kind of fleshed out the character more and gave him a backstory and everything. And he ended up dating this girl in Vegas that ended up marrying Rick Jones later on. Again, way too much knowledge about the fucking Hulk. Just another viewer says, did you watch the Miss Marvel show? I did. Did you watch it, Bob?
Yeah, I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was great, too. I love the parents on that show. I don't know why.
Yeah, the parents smashed it. That little actress who played Miss Marvel, she did I know it's like aimed at a younger audience, obviously, but I thought for a young actress, I think it's her first big gig. Like, she did a fantastic job.
Yeah. I think it was her first, I think it's her first big starring role. She might have been in some other little things like supporting character. I think she knocked it out of the park, right?
Yeah.
And when she turns down her father, when the father's all dressed like the Hulk, and he's like, yeah, let's go to the fucking Comic-Con, and she's like, I don't want to fucking go with you. Dude, I was fucking crying.
Yeah, that was so sad, man. The dad was so on it.
Yeah. I was like, just go with him. I'm like, why ain't you going to Comic-Con with your dad? The Avengers Con. I was crying. Now, was Miss Marvel woke? No, it wasn't woke at all.
It depends on your understanding of what woke means, but no, not really. It was very grounded in its universe and its world and the characters. I mean, if you want to say it's woke because it like had a lot of stuff about Islamic culture, then yes, it was woke, but that's like the character from the books and the series and what they wanted to go with. So no, I wouldn't call it woke.
I mean, yeah, again, like what do you consider woke? Is woke anything that's non-white, non-male, non-Christian, right? Then yes, I guess it was woke technically, right? She's not perfect. She's not a Mary Sue by any stretch of the imagination. She fucks up. She gets in trouble from her parents. Her parents are supportive, but at the same time, like normal parents, right? They're like, hey, you can't be going out that late. And hey, who are you hanging out with? You know, like normal. And if you're a non-white in America, right? Those are your kind of parents, right? We don't get the same leeway that a lot of white people get. Sorry, I'm not trying to be racist. But I always hear like how they go out and they party, like, and then like Muslim, Mexican, Hispanic, Latino parents, black parents, right? They're like, no, you can't go out. It's fucking late. What are you doing? Like hovering over you all the time. Fucking like Asian tiger moms. So I think that they nailed that aspect really well. The brother was real funny.
I really appreciated them including the cousin being a British Muslim. And I was kind of hoping they were going to go to Britain to cover some of the British Islamic community, but obviously it's an American show. They didn't. They actually went to India, I think, to cover some of it. But, like, yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah. I didn't read the comic, so I don't know. Beefy says, Volume 1 of her in the comic was not forced. It was quite enjoyable. If he recalls correctly, she had thoughts about wanting bacon or something in the comics. It was a modern take, but it wasn't preachy. Yeah, even the Muslim stuff, like they didn't really focus on it. It wasn't like in your face. It was just like little things like, when she's going out, the mom's like, make sure you cover up, which, you cover
It was done very tastefully and very respectfully, and I think they did a really good job incorporating that aspect of her character into the show.
Yeah, I think the only, if you want to say like there was a little bit of wokeness, like the tiniest fucking nugget of wokeness, is when they mentioned the fact that the female part of the mosque was kind of falling down a little, and the male part was, upkept really well, and how her friend wanted to join the like council or whatever they called it. I forget what they called it, but basically could like help, make decisions about what the mosque is going to do in the events and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that was like really the only thing, and that was such a little like section. It wasn't even like focused on. It was like, yeah, girl power, fucking fight the pig. It was just like, hey, I want to like make sure that we get, the shit fixed here, that where we sit, right? It wasn't like, no, we got to like tear down the wall and let the women sit with the dudes, and it was just like normal stuff. So I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
Myself in Comics says I made it. I'm here. What's up?
Awesome.
So it wasn't really woke. They went to Karachi and did some stuff over there. I don't know if it was actually shot on location or if it was sets, but
and it was quite historical and quite informative. Like there was bits and pieces of history which I had no clue about, which was brought up in the show. Maybe I'm ignorant, but I appreciated that little bit of history incorporated into the series.
Yeah, the Pakistani, India. When the country was,
separated, divided, partitioned.
I didn't really know a lot about that myself. I could, kind of knew the overall idea of it, but I wasn't really like. So it was like you said, it was appreciated, the historical stuff. It was good. It was a good show. But let's check out the rest of this trailer. We get so off track.
Yeah.
Law school to become a vigilante.
Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
All right, let's do this. Who the hell are you? That name better not stick.
She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, only on Disney+.
So what do you think about the new trailer? Looks good, Bob? You like it?
Yeah. This wasn't the trailer I was expecting, but no, yeah, this is really good. I really like it. Oh, that outfit, that's almost comic accurate in it.
Yeah, it's a little more purple. It's hard to tell if it's purple. I see there's like purple trim, but it's kind of
dark. I hope it is purple. That looks so good.
So yeah, I mean, it's looking good. You got Wong in it.
Big up Wong. I love Wong. Everyone loves Wong.
It's funny that his name is actually Wong. I'm not.
Is that Daredevil? What the? Holy crap! I didn't realize.
He's in the other trailer too at the end of the I'm not really in love with the gold helmet. And this it's like a gold helmet and like a red. Not in love with it, but I guess it's supposed to be yellow, like the yellow and red costume. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good show. Solid. It looks like it's gonna have action. But they said it is going to focus on the court. So it's going to be like Ally McBeal meets superheroes or something.
Right, yeah. So can I mention the other trailer, or are we going to watch that?
No, go ahead. You mentioned the other trailer. What's the other
trailer? The other trailer shows Jennifer Walters breaking the fourth wall. And that's something I'm a little bit scared about because it's kind of a bit of a Deadpool kind of styly. I know She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk was technically the first, or was she not? I don't know.
Yeah, she was the first.
She was the first fourth wall breaker, but like in modern times, like everyone knows Deadpool for that. So I don't know if they're gonna do great going to that world twice with two characters. But yeah.
Let me see if I can find the other trailer. I think there's the other one. Does the other one start with her getting woke up by a horn?
Yeah. I think that's the one.
Let me. It's kind of loud. Let me lower this a little. So we're gonna watch the previous trailer. I think this is the one that upset everybody.
Yeah, I would assume So Evil. It's going to be the same actor from the Daredevil show.
Yeah, it's Charlie Cox. He's coming back. And they did what differently? I'm confused. Justin Hawk says, "Damn, that design is super hot."
Yes.
But I will say, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, right?
Yeah.
And talks to the audience. How far, I've never really read a Deadpool comic, but how far did they take that idea of breaking the fourth wall?
From what I know in the comics, it started off like not at all, and then it went like completely ridiculous in the comics. Like,
because I know, like, for the She-Hulk, there were issues where they'd be like, "Hey, we need to go to, say, like Egypt, right?" It's
yeah,
like, well, I got no money for a thing. And they're like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just walk across the panels."
right.
And they'd walk across the fucking comic panels, like, "Oh, there we are. We're now in Egypt." Or like
Yeah,
she'd grab one of the bad guys from like a lower panel and bring them up.
Okay. Is She-Hulk aware she's in a comic like Deadpool? I mean, I know she can break the fourth wall, so yeah, okay.
At least, like I said, for that early burn run. I don't know what they did afterward. Let's watch this previous trailer.
A must-see series.
Oh, it's a must-see.
Premiering Thursday, August 18th. New Marvel hero.
Love that.
All unite.
Let's do this.
She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Original series streaming Thursday, August 18th.
Lawyer show.
Only on Disney+.
That wasn't the trailer I was thinking, but I haven't seen that one either.
She did say lawyer show. It's kind of
yeah.
Let's see. It's gotta be another one.
Maybe I should dig up the one I was thinking.
Well, I know which one you're thinking of. I just gotta find it because fucking it is. I am on the Marvel Twitter.
Word up, CM Retro. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Geeks. Gabbing with Geeks.
Yeah, I don't see it here.
Well, the scene I'm really talking
like...
about. Yeah, the scene I was talking about, she's like with the Hulk, and then she turns to the screen and says something, and the Hulk's like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing." But we'll see how it flies.
Yeah, we got 688 subscribers. Thank you all for watching. We're going to watch a small little video from one of our subscribers, one of the friends of the channel.
Yay.
She made a small short about this very issue.
Oh, excellent. On topic as well.
Yeah. So, damn it. I hate the way fucking shorts load on the fucking YouTube. Like you can't rewind them.
Yeah, I just subscribed to Myself and Comics, and you should as well. I haven't checked out the content yet, but I love anything about comics.
I haven't checked out the content.
We're going to see a preview now. Like, I only found out about this channel literally yesterday, like at like 4 a.m.
Did you?
Yeah, we was on the show last night was when I first heard about it.
This isn't, I don't know if this is indicative of the content. But hold on. Where is the damn volume? I can't fucking, there it is. And you can't fucking make it big screen. I hate this shit. And so it says he's so weak. She's obviously stronger.
This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
Very good.
Just trying to show you. It's done.
I'm shown.
Yes.
Just taking the piss out of all those people complaining about the She-Hulk being stronger. Yeah, you same. I hate it. You have to pause at the right time. No nanosecond less. Yeah. Yeah, Hulk looks strong. What the hell? Yeah, that was she was taking the piss out of people because when the first couple of trailers came out, they were showing that the She-Hulk doing the thunderclap on the Hulk and throwing the boulder a little further, and people were freaking out. They emasculated the Hulk, but turns out they didn't. It was all fake news. I'm very excited for the She-Hulk. Every Thursday after it comes out, I'll probably come and do a little quick review, and then we'll talk about it further on the Saturday show.
Nice.
So, if Bob's awake, he'll join me if he's watched it.
Yep. Time zones being an issue.
Yeah, those fucking time zones. It's a conspiracy. It's a global new world order conspiracy, these time zones, to keep us separated as people.
Definitely. The time zone agenda.
Yeah, damn time zoners.
Yeah. Once I blow up on YouTube and have like 1 million subscribers, I'll move to America to make things easier.
I don't know. All right. What else we got going on, Bob?
We got loads going on all the time on Gabbing with Geeks and the Geek Getaway, where you get your latest news, entertainment news, gaming news, and of course the fabulous Tony TGD.
Oh, I know what I was going to show you. I forgot to show this because we got sidetracked. But here is an example, exclusive here on Gabbing with Geeks, of the kind of things that the She-Hulk comic was about. So she had a whole issue where she jump rope naked.
How much is that issue? They blur it.
Yeah, that's part of the joke, that they blur it, and she's jump roping naked, different angles, from the side, from the front, from the back. And then after, it's like 6 or 7 pages, and then after she just drops the jump rope and she's actually wearing like a bikini.
Oh, cheeky.
She's like, oh, that's enough of this. We tricked her. Like the writer comes in and he's like, what? Why'd you stop? And she's like, we don't need to do this to sell comics. He's like, yeah, but you said you would do it. She's having an argument with the writer.
Nice.
So just a little thing, just a little. Yeah, myself in comics says I was seeing so much of those types of comments that I made a short.
Definitely, good idea.
Hulk said that's how that's done. She-Hulk was agreeing and being annoyed. Perch made a really good video about this She-Hulk. I don't know who Perch is. I've heard that name tossed around a bit, but I don't know who that is. I don't watch many comic YouTubers.
I do. Like, I used to, but like the big ones I used to watch, they've gone quite a bit downhill recently, and I'm not very keen, so I'm keeping my eyes out for some new and upcomers like myself and comics. I do follow quite a lot of comic book YouTubers. Like
Nice.
the big one being Comics Explained was one of my favorites, but Rob's got a bit speculative and he's fallen into that MCU coverage trap where he'll like make predictions on like 5 seconds of footage he's seen, and it'd be like, this is what's going to happen, and it doesn't happen, and it's just annoying.
There was one comic, sort of, I guess. He was a comic book YouTuber, and he would talk about different things. And one of the things he would talk about is the real life superheroes. And apparently he was one.
All right.
He was one of these guys that would dress up in costumes and like pass out food to the homeless, or like report like cars that got broken into or whatever.
All right. That's cool.
So I always thought that was interesting. I mean, I couldn't see myself actually doing that. I love superheroes, but could you imagine, like, as a grown adult, putting on a costume and walking around your city?
No, I'd get beaten up like within 5 minutes.
Yeah. Myself in Comics says Comics by Perch is his name, very knowledgeable.
Nice. I'm going to look that up and subscribe now.
Sive Jackal says, question, when is the after show? The after show should be about 15 to 35 minutes from now, depending on how fast we get through these last couple of topics. Yeah, it's never an exact time. It's just kind of whenever the main show gets done.
Yep. And then all hell breaks loose.
Vizenzo says, here for Tony's sexy voice and more of Bob's diss tracks.
I don't like doing diss tracks. It's very negative and can be hurtful, man.
Justin Hawk says, I wonder what the actual end goal of the anti-SJWs are. Their end goal is to make money for themselves. That's it. Could you imagine if all the comics went back to non-SJW, right? All the comics like went hard right, let's say, right? They'd be out of a job, right? They'd have nothing to complain about. What would they do then? Most of them, I'd say like 90% don't have any actual comic book knowledge or movie knowledge or ability to dissect a film or piece of media and offer an actual insightful review of the material they're talking about. They just scream, hey, this is woke garbage. Give me money.
Which frustrates me to no end because, like, in a way, all media kind of reflects the zeitgeist of the era that it's made in, or a lot does. And, like, comics definitely capture, like, the zeitgeist of the eras they're in. Like, if you look back to the older comics, like, they have, like, older stuff which is going on. Like, Iron Man was introduced as, like, a counterculture concept of, like, a corporate guy becoming a superhero. And then, like, even in modern stuff with all this, like, inclusive stuff, I don't like calling it SJW or woke. I call it more inclusive, is, like, kind of a reflection of where we are in the world, where we're, like, being more inclusive and accepting of other people to be represented in media, which I don't think is at all a bad thing. Like, these people exist, and if the writer, we talked about this yesterday, as long as the writer's intent is to include these characters, that's cool. When it's like, what was the term you used yesterday? Forced diversity. Yeah, forced diversity, when, like, the guy above is like, I want you to include 2 blacks, 1 Latino, 1 whatever. Like, that's not great. But when it's the writer's original intent, that's really good.
Yeah, Mini Music says they could just turn woke and then complain that the comics are too fascist.
They probably would.
Yeah. So most anti-SJWs, like I said, they don't have any actual comic knowledge or love of the media. Most of them are just grifters that come in there to scream and yell and tell you that She-Ra's titties are too small, and it's just nonsense. Like Bob said, I believe in artistic freedom. And, if the artist intends for something to be a certain way, that's their prerogative, right? And I don't have to read it. You don't have to read it. Oh, excuse me. But they're allowed to create it. They're allowed to have the freedom to make it. The funniest thing that I always found is that when it comes to representation, right? These anti-SJWs will tell you that it doesn't matter, right? Right, Bob? It doesn't matter. You don't need black people in comics. You don't need, LGBTQ comic characters, right? Because those people should be able to watch and read white characters, right? And I agree. I 100% agree with this, right? You don't have to be white in order to enjoy characters that are white, to, connect with them and to, make them your favorite on a personal level and, find some similarities between your life and theirs and, your desires, your goals, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then I say to them, well, if that's the case, what does it matter if they're black, LGBTQ? Because you should be able to connect with them, right? If non-white people can connect with a white character and enjoy it, then a white person should be able to connect with a non-white character and enjoy it. Shouldn't it go both ways?
Definitely. And in music, like, definitely as well. Like, and in most it's just this video media seems to be a big problem. In music, we've had such diversity. It's like a non-issue in music these days. But some of my favorite artists are, like, from a different culture than me, but I can still relate to the music. and the messages behind the music. So why can't it be the same with video content and movies and TV shows and comics
In books.
and books? You
It's
know,
because that doesn't make you money. You scream. I don't know. It's when they talk about women, right? They say when it comes to equality, when you've been on top for so long, that equality feels like oppression, right? And they always say this towards women because we've always, as a society, protected women. You hold the door open for a woman, or men pay for meals and stuff like that. And as we've gone over the years, and we started splitting bills, and not holding doors open, and chivalry is dead and all that, right? It's equality, right? And some women get mad. They push back, say no. They still want the special treatment. They say, well, when you've been treated special for so long, equality feels like oppression. So then again, I turn to them and say, well, then why are you complaining about blacks and Latinos and Muslims getting comic books and movies? Because now you are the one who's been treated special for so long that you feel that equality is oppression, right? They're just getting their equal. So
yeah. It's almost like, well, we're getting shat on. If you want to get shat on equally, that's fine. And then they complain they're getting shat on.
Yeah. I like Avril Lavigne, and I'm not a white hot chick. Yeah. Dodge and Noob says, if I'm like a modern day Orson Welles, Evie more like a modern day Helen Keller, tone deaf.
Ooh.
I heard that she was faking it the whole time.
Who, Helen Keller?
Yeah, it's all a gimmick.
Right. Is that a South Park quote reference?
Is it? I don't know.
Oh, no, they did do a Helen Keller special.
I haven't watched South Park in like 15 years.
No. I haven't watched the recent series yet. It's on my to-do list.
I think once I got out of college, I stopped watching South Park.
My mate Mobius hates South Park, and I love it.
All right, let's see what else we got. Indie devs are very upset about NFTs, Bob.
Good. They should be.
They're outraged. But it's
I don't
not
know
just
the context.
It's not just regular NFTs, right? But before we get to it, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel so we too can be outraged by these unlicensed NFTs popping up on GameStop's NFT market. Now, this was written by Kyle Orland for Ars Technica. It has been updated. You love to see this. This is right here. Fucking boom, right in the title, updated. Why can't more people be like Ars Technica? It may be impossible to remove the games from the internet. So in the first week of GameStop's recently launched NFT marketplace, the Nifty Arcade collection stood out from the pack. Instead of offering basic JPEGs, the collection provided interactive NFTs linked to HTML5 games that were fully playable from an owner's crypto wallet or from the GameStop market page itself. There was only one problem. Many of those NFT games were being minted and sold without their creators' permission, much less any arrangement for the creators to share in the crypto profits. While the man behind Nifty Arcade has been since suspended from GameStop's NFT marketplace, he's still holding on to the tens of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency he may be selling those NFTs before the suspension. He made by selling those NFTs before the suspension. Sorry. And while the NFTs in question are no longer listed on the GameStop NFT marketplace, the unlicensed games themselves can still be accessed on GameStop servers and across a distributed file storage system where they may now be functionally impossible to remove. What if an arcade, but with NFTs? Nifty Arcade creator Nathan Ello told Ars his collection grew out of a desire to highlight potential use cases for NFTs beyond static images. But Ello got a bit abstract when he asked to explain the utility of freshly minted NFT versions of games that were already freely playable elsewhere on the web. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? You like what you're hearing so far, Bob? You think this guy's out of line?
the guy who's selling them's out of line, like for stealing someone's content, and NFTs are just absolutely horrendous anyway. So, yeah,
You don't think that he's changing the content? He's not transforming it by turning it into NFTs?
no, it's just straight up theft.
If people find value in these NFTs, that's a bonus. But my intent is to create and showcase games that are playable within NFT marketplaces and within NFT wallets, he told ours. Should someone want the convenience of playing the game directly from their wallet or their own profile page on the marketplace without having to navigate to mine, then they're welcome to buy a copy. Ooh. Says Elo ended up selling hundreds of NFTs based on the Nifty Arcade Collection's first 3 games, making at least 46.7 ETH, worth about $55,000 at the time, from those sales as of July 15th. Update: Nifty Arcade has clarified to ours that it earned only 8.4 ETH from the initial sales of the NFTs in questions. The remainder of the 46.7 Ethereum cited was secondary sales, on which Nifty Arcade earned just a 10% fee. Ours regrets the confusion, but for at least 2 of those games, Worm Nom Nom and Galactic Wars, Elo admitted he never sought the necessary permissions from the original creators before selling them. There's also evidence that Elo minted and distributed a number of other games through NFT marketplaces without the creators' permission, including Breakout Hero, Super Disc Box, and Invader Overload, according to Joseph Lexifol White, the creator of Pico 8 gameplay engine. It says, whose license is it anyway? Elo told ours that he tried to set up his Nifty Arcade by finding open source games repositories approved for commercial use, but it seems that he wasn't very careful about this approval process. Worm Nom Nom, for instance, is clearly listed on itch.io with a Creative Commons asset license that prohibits commercial usage. Super Disc Box is likewise listed on the Lexilawful website with a similar non-commercial license. How do those work, Bob? Non-commercial licenses for games. If I put them on my page that has ads, would that be considered non-commercial?
I have no idea. I don't understand all the ins and outs with open source stuff, but I don't know. I think it might be okay.
It'd be like
but I don't know.
A weird loophole.
Yeah.
Because I'm not charging for the game itself, right? I'm just sort of making money off of you going to the page that has the game.
Yeah. Like, you're not selling the game, you're not repackaging it and reselling it. Like, if you're just hosting the game and you've got adverts on your side, I think that might be a way around it. I need to spend some time researching, like, Creative Commons licenses and stuff.
MIDI Music says it's probably not okay.
No, it's probably not. But
morally gray.
Yeah, that's the problem with open source stuff. Like, it's free to redistribute, as far as I know. You're not supposed to sell it or repackage it, or make money or commercial use. But then again, like, not to like expose myself, I use the students version of Premiere Pro, and technically I'm not allowed to use that for commercial use. So uploading to YouTube technically is commercial use, but I'm not making any money from YouTube. So kind of until I make some money, then I would need to upgrade.
Yeah. I actually bought the license to the Frog King avatar just because I didn't want to get anybody to try to claim me. So
Oh, nice.
So I could actually sell merchandise with that on it.
Nice.
So look forward to mugs, t-shirts, stickers,
hoodies.
Yeah.
Do a hoodie and I'll buy one for sure.
I got to get blinded on that.
Definitely.
Says then there are licensing issues with the Pico 8 engine, which powers all the games mentioned so far, and many more. Pico 8's license agreement does not allow use when author permission is not granted, White told ours. Elo claimed that at least some of these licensing issues were honest mistakes. He argued on Twitter, for instance, that Galactic Wars was listed on itch.io with an unlicensed tag that suggested a public domain release. While the game's assets are now listed on that page under a non-commercial Creative Commons license, archived copies of the itch.io listing didn't contain that asset license warning. But White says he doesn't buy the argument that Elo was just being careless. It would be easier to accept as an honest mistake if not for Nifty's stubborn response and history of minting other Pico 8 games that had even clearer non-commercial licensing, White told ours. This person didn't contact me to ask me anything. He just took my game and sold it. Madrid-based Galactic Wars creator Borja Volcano Bytes Detena told ours. If you want to profit from my work, I think you should at least ask.
Yep.
Only after getting pushback from the creators and others in the Pico 8 community did Elo say he offered 100% of the primary market proceeds from each of the original NFT sales to the original developers of those games. But that kind of after-the-fact profit-sharing offer was pretty insulting to some developers. My work was sold for profit without consent. Warsaw, Poland-based breakout hero developer Christian Majewski told ours, even if somebody wanted to return the money they made off my work, it would be in the form of some shifty crypto anyway. He wants cash, baby. He don't want that crypto. The undeletable NFT. In any case, Elo said he was minting privileges on the GameStop NFT marketplace has been suspended until I have resolved the IP issues related to my initial collection. Trying to access Elo's creator page or any other nifty arcade content on the GameStop NFT marketplace website currently returns an error page. While Nifty Arcade's existence has been effectively scrubbed from the marketplace, the hundreds of NFTs Elo already minted and sold before a suspension still exists on the Loopring Ethereum Level 2 blockchain that GameStop uses to track NFT ownership. That means those NFTs can still be sold or traded on any other marketplaces, even if GameStop's own marketplace no longer considers them legit.
That's the problem with NFTs.
Now, what's more, the games that those NFTs point to are still live on GameStop's gstopcontent.com servers, which the company uses to host cached copies of the content minted on its marketplace. That means a user with the right link can still get GameStop servers to provide a playable, unlicensed copy of the Pico 8 games discussed above, all without the approval of those games' creators. It also means that the users who own a Nifty Arcade NFT can still play those games directly in their crypto wallets through GameStop servers. Elo's NFTs have also helped spread these unlicensed games well beyond GameStop servers. That's because GameStop makes use of the Interplanetary File System standard, which uses a BitTorrent-like hashing system to parcel out copies of uploaded files across multiple server nodes. A bunch of words that I don't know what the fuck they mean.
Peer-to-peer sharing. I kind of understand it. It's basically peer-to-peer sharing on multiple servers, which makes it incredibly hard to delete.
That's why we need a technical guy here. We got to find one. We got to get Gen X Gamer to be our crypto bro on the channel.
No. Well, yeah.
So even if GameStop deletes its directly hosted copies of these games, a user with a specific IPFS file hash, like the one listed in the exact Loopring tokens, can theoretically access an identical copy hosted on some other active IPFS node. Thus, an IPFS link could continue to point to an unauthorized copy of Galactic Wars hosted somewhere on the IPFS network, even if GameStop removes its own copies from the servers. While GameStop hasn't responded to a request for comment from ours, White said that GameStop's messaging to customers, and it seems NFT holders' understanding, is that the content cannot be removed because it's up on IPFS and the blockchain. Like the cloud, it's just, the blockchain. It's up there, and the blockchain's up. That said, he noted that GameStop could still remove the unlicensed content from its own IPFS gateway and or update the GameStop wallet to hide content that breaks the company's rules. White said he's 100% focused on getting unauthorized games delisted from GameStop servers and has filed Dmca Takedown requests to that effect with no response thus far. He said he'd also like the GameStop to set up some sort of screening process for newly minted NFTs on its marketplace to prevent seemingly irreversible problems like this from happening in the future. I think you should have to provide some sort of proof of ownership before you can mint an NFT of something.
Yes, that would be really good.
I think that would be, the responsible thing. I thought, or I guess I just assumed that was the case,
If that was the case, they wouldn't be able to make as much money, though.
Yeah, but I would just assume, because then just think of, I'd just be, fucking minting, Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman shit, all over the place, right?
People are.
I know. That's fucking ridiculous.
Mm.
Oh yeah. But that's not going to happen if it isn't legally required. White said, at the very least, there should be a reliable and painless content takedown process. But in my experience, GameStop isn't even offering that. A fresh start. Elo said he's working with GameStop to get his minting privileges reinstated. In the meantime, he has already relaunched Nifty Arcade on the Loop Exchange blockchain marketplace with a new set of games he says he has licensed and profit sharing arrangements that have negotiated on a game by game basis. Elo added that going forward, he will not resume minting interactive NFT games until I've ensured those games are in proper compliance with all the terms and services of the NFT marketplace.
Oh, how nice of him after he makes loads of money.
I made a little bit, not loads.
Yeah.
That includes honoring the wishes of already affected Pico 8 developers and keeping their games off the marketplace indefinitely, he said. Attorney Jonathan Loiterman, who said he is representing at least one affected Pico 8 developer, told ours that discussion with Elo's legal counsel are ongoing. I'm cautiously optimistic we can reach a mutually satisfactory understanding. I would say no, right? If you were taken advantage of, if someone stole your creative content and then made money off of you and you were upset by it, right? Take them all the way. I don't care if they're offering you a boatload of money. Set a precedent so it doesn't happen to someone else. Right?
Definitely.
Because this just sounds like whoever the party is that's suing him is going to eventually just, all right, well, just give me, 10,000 and we'll call it even. And then nothing happens. He doesn't go to jail. Nothing happens to him. There's no precedent set. Someone else is going to do this same thing. And we're just going to be in this same place over and over again.
Yep.
It says, for customers who brought unauthorized game NFTs that can no longer be traded in GameStop's marketplace, Elo said he's considering either offering a buyback program for the NFT's original initial primary market sale price or airdropping new authorized game NFTs into affected customers' wallets. A matter of principle. For some of the developers unknowingly caught up in Elo's NFT project, it's the principle of their games being distributed without permission that matters more than any financial upside they might have missed out on. It says, I've been working on video games for years, but Volcano Bites is not something I do for money, Ditana told ours. It's my personal project, something I do mainly for love. My income is not that of a real business, but that's my work, and it shouldn't be exploited by anyone without permission. I am a smaller developer doing non-commercial projects to teach people how to make their own games, Majewski added. NFTs are a net loss for me, even if I don't participate. It's just another tax on my time and energy. It says, and while developers told me that Elo deserves blame for using their content without permission, they also point to GameStop for creating a platform and incentive structures for this kind of predatory practice. As Majewski put it, empowerment of the creators was never the goal because, as we can see, no thought was given to any effective protection mechanisms or support services. Ooh, they're going after GameStop. I wonder how that squeeze is going to go. The platform should assume their responsibility too, Detena said. They could have any verification process, but they just want their money in commissions or revenue shares, I guess. Power to the creators is fake. It's a disgrace, obviously, but at the same time, it's par for the course for NFT project, isn't it? Majewski continued. That's what the tech is for, to defer and eschew responsibility. This is where the real maliciousness of NFT projects like this lies. It's all exploit first, ask questions later. Can't argue with that. Another black eye on the NFT market.
Yeah.
And I still think NFTs are incredibly dumb, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I know friend of the channel, Gen X Gamer, he's really big on it. But I think it was always stupid to begin with. It's always, you don't own anything. It's not a real ownership of anything. It's a fake piece of paper, slip that goes into your digital wallet that says you sort of own the right to look at something in this link. You own a link.
Yes.
Like,
You own a
what?
URL.
And it's like, oh wow, I own a URL. So what? I don't own the Mona Lisa. It's not sitting in my house. I don't get to do anything with it. I guess these were interactive NFTs, but I mean, you could have played those games anyway, right? You don't need the
Yeah.
NFT of them. Mitty says NFTs are not dumb; they're just used right now as dumb. Well, what can you do? Someone tell me, what can you do with an NFT that you can't do
Scam
with
millions.
that you can't do with anything else that you need an NFT for? What problem does an NFT solve? Just tell me. Leave it in the chat. Leave it in the comment section. Let me know. What problem does it solve?
I can tell you the problem it solves. The problem that NFT solves is giving people a way to basically cash out their cryptocurrency. That's all it's for. It's a big scam.
It's a way to remove excess money from idiots' wallets. Got it.
Yeah. Watch the line goes up. Like, that's the essential watch for understanding how bad crypto and NFTs are.
Beefy says, nothing. I can right click and save an image.
That's illegal.
You can't do that. It's legal. Yeah. So indie devs upset. Hopefully GameStop fixes their NFT marketplace. Do we want to talk about DC? You a big DC fan, Bob?
Kinda, yeah. I'm into DC. I'd love to talk about it a little bit. I do like Batman, Superman. I used to read some of the graphic novels back in the day. I really liked Dark Knight's Metal, which I followed by Comics Explained. I was even keen on a bit of the New 52. Some of the New 52 stuff I actually quite liked.
I'm not a big DC guy. I like the CW shows.
Yeah, they're usually okay. I really like the new Superman and Lois one.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, the first season was really good.
David Zaslav, he's shaking up the DC Extended Universe. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I talked about that in a separate video on the channel. We're going to talk a little bit more, me and Bob. But before we get into it, let me remind you, like the video, share it with your friends. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Because, I mean, you're here already, so you might as well just subscribe, right? It doesn't cost you a thing. Just a little click. You're right there. So did you know there was a conference call this week from Warner Brothers Discovery, Bob?
No. I've heard bits and pieces of DC news, but I haven't heard all the stuff.
Yeah, there was a big, what's how they call that? Earnings call. I think it was
right.
It was Thursday. I said Thursday. And I actually listened in on that. I was RJ, you might know him, the Marvel Maniac. He had a Twitter space. So I listened in a little bit on that. And then I went over to Mad Max's channel. And I listened in a little bit on his channel. They were listening to the call too.
Right.
So during that call, David Zaslav, the guy in charge of Warner Brothers Discovery, he talked about a 10-year plan, shelving the Batgirl movie and some of the other things. So we're going to read this article from Deadline, see what they have to say about it. So this is from Anthony D'Alessandro. David Zaslav talks DC, quote, 10-year plan in wake of Batgirl axing Flash still on track for release. So it says, we're not going to launch a movie until it's ready. It's a quote from David Zaslav. He says, that was pretty much Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav's answer when asked about the recent scrapping of Batgirl during an investor Q&A on the company's Q2 call. While he didn't specifically address the details of the latest Batgirl imbroglio, which greatly upset many talent reps in town, Zaslav emphasized his commitment to building a 10-year plan for DC, a la what former Disney boss Bob Iger and Marvel president Kevin Feige have built. Our ambition is to bring Warner's back and produce great, high-quality films, the CEO said. We can build a long-term, sustainable growth business out of DC. We're not releasing a film before it's ready. He added, the focus is to make these films as good as possible. Zaslav emphasized the waste of money in making expensive direct-to-streaming movies. There's no comparison when you launch a film in motion picture theaters, he said. Expensive films going to streaming can't find an economic value for that. It's not in the article here, but on the earnings call, Zaslav actually was talking about Elvis and what the hell, the Batman, right? He specifically mentioned those two movies and how they went to the theater and they made a bunch of money in the theater. And then they went to like Peacock and people were very interested in the movies. And they signed up and they watched them on Peacock. And then it went to HBO Max and people were interested in the movies there and they watched them there. And that's the plan going forward. He wants to release these big budget movies in theaters, make a bunch of money there, and then have people filter in onto the other services through the Warner Brothers Discovery umbrella and make money that way. He said that, the movies that they've tried already to go straight to HBO Max and stuff, they're not generating any interest. Like that American Pickle with Seth Rogen. He's like, no one's signing up to watch these movies because people, there's a stigma. I don't know if you think this way or not, but there is sort of a stigma between like something that's made for TV, a made for TV movie, or a made for streaming service movie.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So they're not seen as being as good, and you're not going to make like a $300 million picture for a streaming service, right? Because the return on investment's never going to be there. So it's going to be a smaller scale movie, which is going to lead to, again, the perception that they're crappier movies, and then people aren't going to want to watch them anyway. It's like it's cyclical, right? Just go round and round. So he wants to make big budget movies, release them in theaters, and fucking make all kind of money that way. And that's one of the reasons why they shelved the Batgirl and Scoob. It says Zaslav also indicated there will be a number of movies being launched within shorter windows. We'll always be agile, he said, but the focus will always be on theatrical. Deadline previously reported that Batgirl was killed by Warner Discovery for several reasons, upsetting the DC multiverse that's being mapped out heading into Flash next summer, the abandonment of made-for-HBO Max movies and taking advantage of a purchase accounting maneuver available to the newly merged conglomerate. Batgirl, Leslie Grace responds to Warner Discovery script. I hate when they got ads in the middle of the fucking article.
They gotta make their money somehow.
Yeah, but it's for their own article. It's going to be a click to a link to another article. Despite the tabloid mishaps of Flash star Ezra Miller, Zaslav made it known Thursday that he's still behind the movie. We have seen The Flash, Black Adam, and Shazam 2, the CEO said. We are very excited about them. We've seen them. We think they are terrific, and we think we can make them even better. I think this is the line that people are missing, that we think that we can make them even better, right? I have a feeling that they're going to do something to the Flash movie, whether it's digitally alter Ezra Miller, remove him from the movie,
reshoots,
CGI someone else in,
editing.
Yeah, because Black Adam is going to release later this year, right? How much more can you do to that? Shazam 2 is early next year. There might be some things you can add, but the Flash keeps getting pushed back, and they're talking about they changed the Aquaman 2 end credit scene with Batman. They took out Michael Keaton, put in Ben Affleck because that Flash has been pushed after Aquaman 2. And I guess in the Flash, Michael Keaton was set to come out and be Batman. And it's part of the multiverse thing. And they said, it doesn't make sense now to have Aquaman 2, which is originally supposed to come out after the Flash. That's why Michael Keaton's in the movie. But now, without the Flash movie, the Michael Keaton thing doesn't make sense, especially since the Batgirl is not coming out either, which had Michael Keaton. So they put in Ben Affleck, and I think they're going to change some of the stuff in the Flash movie so they could reset the universe and focus on Black Adam, Shazam, and the Justice Society. It's just mine.
Oh, it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because this is just like reflecting the comic books, isn't it? Marvel never does reboots and DC does reboots. So the Flash is going to be like a massive continuity reboot. So it's like reflecting what happens in the comic books.
Yeah. Joshua Perez says, so DC has their own studio now. They were listed when they had several, what the fuck they call those things? Come on, Bob, help me out. Slides. On one of their slides, they had the list of the studios, and they had DC listed as a studio.
Oh.
They didn't specifically talk about it. They were like, oh, now DC's got its own studio, but it was listed there. So that could be an indication that they're going to treat DC like how Marvel has their own studio. DC's going to have its own dedicated division.
Right.
This is untrue. It says, did you see WB and Discovery possibly wanting to assign shows depending on what gender you're at? That's not what it was said. There was a slide where they were talking about the content and who primarily watches it. They were saying that the Discovery content was primarily watched by females, whereas the HBO Max content is primarily watched by the males. And then they listed certain shows, like the most popular shows, right? And, because Discovery has a lot of unscripted content, reality TV, and traditionally that is more female viewed. And the HBO Max had other things listed that were more scripted content, and those were traditionally male viewed things. They weren't like trying to say that we're going to make shows and we're going to do this. They were just showing what it was, and they're breaking down their things for the investors and stuff, right? So and then of course people see it, they run with it, and they make up their own narrative and stuff. It's quite ridiculous.
Yeah. Just want to say sorry. Yeah, just another view. You're right. Marvel has done reboots. But generally, I think Marvel reboots are considered more soft reboots. And like DC goes a lot harder with their reboots.
Well, DC traditionally has done a whole bunch of reboots. Marvel was one continuity. That was like their thing. And DC was like, the books didn't necessarily have a continuity because they would have like All-Star Superman. They would do like weird things, and stories would get thrown out all the time. Like, oh, that story didn't actually happen, or it happened on a different Earth. Yeah. And eventually, they folded things into one universe, Crisis on Infinite Earths. They did all kind of shit. Whereas Marvel traditionally didn't do that. Then Marvel started doing it, right? Yeah, no problem myself in comics. Like I said, it was just a simple graphic. I seen it and it just had the shows. If I find it, I'll put it up. Let's get through the end of the story. Deadline heard recently from those who saw a test market screening of Flash that it's indeed amazing, especially as it involves Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton's Batman in a multiverse on par with Spider-Man No Way Home. The Flash will be released on June 23rd, while Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson will hit theaters October 21st, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods will be released on December 21st. From the other things that I've heard David Zaslav say, it sounds like they are committed to the big three. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. It's going to be kind of weird to see how they do that with Black Adam. Dwayne Johnson, I don't know if you've seen, but he made all kind of claims about a Black Adam universe, and things are changing. DC, as far as I know, no one from DC has come out and said, "Hey, The Rock's just talking shit, just talking out his ass," and
Yeah, The Rock seems to think he's going to be the next Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man for DC. Yeah,
so it's possible that he is. I mean, like I said, no one from the studio, as far as I know, has come out and be like, "No, The Rock's talking out his ass. That's not going to happen." So it's interesting. Now looking for that slide. I know I have it somewhere. I just have to find it.
Yeah, I find it interesting, like that Warner Brothers Discovery are still pushing to try to emulate the Marvel MCU and not just do their own thing and like just put out their movies. They're trying to chase that Marvel money. Like the Batman was pretty critically acclaimed. and people love that. And why can't they just like license out their well, not license out, but why can't they just focus on making good movies first, then trying to establish a whole universe? Because it seems like they're just always rushing to keep up with Marvel and try to do what Marvel's doing. Like the Flash reboot seems very multiversal.
Well, that's why they're doing the whole 10-year plan. He wants to make good movies, but he also wants to make sure that they're all within the same universe.
Right.
So that they could have a big crossover at some point, but not necessarily every movie is a crossover.
Mm.
He also said that he was really keen on protecting the brands and not just making movies. Quality over quantity is what he said.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Mm.
Yeah. So hopefully, like I said, everything will work out for them. I'm not a huge DC fan, but I did enjoy the CW shows. I enjoyed, the crossovers they had there.
Yeah. And I want the DC, don't get it wrong, I want the DCEU to succeed. I want them to do well. I want them to bring out good movies because competition breeds good stuff. If you've got two companies producing top quality content competing against the other, who benefits? We benefit. Us as viewers.
Yeah, all right. I think that's everything for that. I think we got two more things to talk about, Bob.
Sweet.
While we're looking for that, I want you to tell us more about your music.
My music, I've been getting real on it. Yeah, I was going to mention this at the end of the show, do a little promo section. But, I'm starting doing more tunes. I've got a new SoundCloud set up. I'll share the link later, where you can download songs for free and use them for whatever projects you've got going. I have to restring my guitars, but I've been doing some live streams of music, which have been really fun, and people seem to enjoy them and want to see more of them. So I'm going to do a few more of them. I'm deleting comments and not even reading them because they're trolling me. And yeah, generally I'm having a blast. I want to thank everyone for all your support and like listening to my music and giving me feedback and encouragement. That's so helpful as a creative person. Like, you don't know how much that I appreciate it and how much it encourages me to continue like making music and just entertaining. I don't really care if it's bad or whatever. As long as you guys are enjoying it and getting some value out of it, that means the world to me.
Sounds good. We're very excited to hear the full album.
New album isn't coming out for a while. Like, I'm doing little bits and pieces in between while I conceptualize the second album.
What's the first album called again, Bob? Remind us.
On the Rise. On the Rise.
What does that mean?
It's to do with it's like basically just saying that we're on the rise. We're rising up the ranks. We're growing our channel. We're growing our content. We're moving forward. Like a rising tide raises all boats. I butchered that.
You guys are really bent on deleting my comments. Don't be mad because you're boring.
All right.
I don't even know who you are.
I think I know who it is. I'm not going to name who it is.
But I'm saying I'm not deleting anyone's comments.
Oh, I'm deleting their comments. It's some guy posting nasty shit about me. I touched their brother and I need to get a job and I'm on welfare. I don't care.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had nothing better to do on a Saturday night but to come here and spend time with us. But I found what I was looking for. So we're going to stop talking about our grime merchant Bob for a minute. This is the controversial slide that was shown. It says unique and complementary. They're showing how the two services they have, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, complement one another because HBO Max seems to be male skewed, female skewed on Discovery Plus. HBO Max has more scripted content. Discovery Plus has more unscripted content. HBO Max has lean in content. Discovery has lean back content. HBO Max has appointment viewing, whereas Discovery Plus has comfort viewing. And then HBO Max is home of fandoms, and Discovery Plus is home of genre-doms. So I don't see anything wrong with this. You see anything wrong with this, Bob?
I see a little bit wrong with it.
What do you see wrong with it?
Just how fucking offensive it is.
How is it offensive? Maybe I'm missing something. What's offensive about it?
I don't know. It's like, yeah. Why don't you just name it HBO Boys and like Discovery Females? I don't know.
What is it about the HBO Max thing that says boys, that screams boys?
Male skew, female skew. I don't know.
So they're just saying that more males than females watch HBO Max.
I don't know, man.
If I said this show is more male skewed, is that sexist in a way?
I guess not, no. I mean, you got your like action movies and you got your rom-coms and stuff.
Yeah, but if you just look at the analytics, right? If they looked at their analytics and said, hey, more men watch HBO Max, and, hey, more females watch Discovery Plus, right? That's it.
Mm.
It's like we have analytics on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we know our audiences.
And I'm sure they do too. I'm sure, everyone makes accounts and they probably go based on the account and like these people are this. And, yeah, Beefy says, I don't see anything wrong right off the bat either.
Okay. Maybe I'm just being an SJW.
You might be, Bob. You are English after all.
Yeah. And English people are renowned SJWs.
And tea drinkers.
Yes.
Evil Knievel says this is a sausage fest. It is. It is. I hate genre dumps. I mean, I think they're just saying that on Discovery Plus, from my understanding of the chart, a genre dumb would be that, people who like, say, crime thrillers, right? They're not really attached to any particular crime thriller show, but are watching all of them equally, right? So it's more about the genre. Whereas on HBO Max, it's like people who are DC, they're just watching the DC content. People who are like action fans are just watching, this action show or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's my understanding. Like I said, I listened to the call. I didn't hear anything on the earnings call that was like, the guy was like, yeah, fuck women, or yeah, we're going to make sure that women only watch Discovery and men only watch HBO. I didn't hear any of that. So, it was just a boring business call where they had boring business thing.
Right.
Is this accounts? Because a lot of us use people's accounts who happen to be. I think it's probably surveys and stuff.
Oh my god, this troll's great. Do you want to highlight the comment or not? We can just ignore it.
This one right here, the God of Creativity.
Yeah.
Hello, I just had to come from Creative Land to let Bob know he isn't creative. He is absurd. Sorry, Bob, you're not one of us. People just feel sorry for you is all.
Right. Cool, man.
Could you imagine being such a loser that you had to make alt accounts just to come in and say some stupid shit to get your 2 seconds of attention? Couldn't be me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit creative that you've gone to the effort, but like, I'm pretty sure I've got more creativity in my little finger than you've got in your whole brain, mate.
Yeah. Happened to be what you cut off there? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Happened to be male. Okay, so is this accounts because a lot of us Use other people's accounts who happen to be male.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I think that, like I said, I think this was probably done with surveys and stuff. Online surveys. I mean, the only thing that I could see people maybe taking offense to is that it was female, male, and that's it. Like, there was no, like, third chart or fourth or fifth or however many genders there are. I think that's probably the closest thing I could think to anybody being offended by what was shown.
Right.
But that's it. That's all of our topics. So that means we're going to hit the polls, and then it'll be after showtime.
Nice. Oh, let me quickly check to make sure I voted on all the polls this week.
That's right. You better get in real quick and vote. We have several polls. One of them I actually spelled something wrong, and you guys decided to be dicks about it. So
good.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Why do you guys hate DC so much? I don't hate DC. I just don't love it.
Make mine Marvel.
I grew up on Marvel. I grew up reading Marvel, watching the Marvel shows, the Marvel cartoons. All right, so this week's polls, Bob. Are you excited?
Hell yeah. Favorite part?
It says, should we cover more Movu/TV news? Yes, I spelled movie wrong. And of course, everybody the first comment, more Movus by Dmca Takedown. Dorkside, more Movus must. Albert wants more slop and Latino discount shorts. And then Tommy Amico says, as long as it's nerd stuff. The only problem, I can take most video game spoilers, but I do my best to avoid some of the TV ones. Same with discussion. It's easier to talk about games I haven't played than shows I haven't watched. So, yes, I spelled it wrong because I was on my phone and I hit the U instead of the I. But out of the 50 votes, says, yes, I'm interested in movie and TV discussion, 54%. 46% said, no, I'm just here for the video games.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Yoke Ono says, hello, my British brother.
Hello, Governor. Mate. How you doing? Can I get you a cup of tea, love?
Hello. What retro games do I like? Well, I mean, Super Nintendo's retro now, right? So I like Super Nintendo games. I like 2D pixel art, beat 'em ups, old school turn-based RPGs, strategy RPGs, pixel art games. So, Tommy Humiko says I didn't notice that because I can't read. All right. What do we got here? The next poll was what brought you to the channel? 82 votes. 12% said they came here because of the gaming content. 2% said they came here because of the movie content. 7% came here because of the comic book content. 56% came here because of the scam busting content, which I think means the Amico stuff. And then 22%, Bob, were just lost and just found themselves here randomly.
Okay. That's how I originally found this place. I was lost and just stumbled across this, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of losers like me. I'll hang out with them.
Yeah. I can see that happening. Some people probably found us from other channels, and they were probably like, hey, I saw this guy on Max's stream. Let me see what his content's about. And they're like, oh, shit, what the hell am I doing here? This guy's a fucking idiot. Thank you for staying subscribed. 64 votes. I asked a simple question, Bob. You down with OPP?
I have no idea what that is. Sounds like some gang thing.
69% said, yeah, you know me. 31% said no.
The funny number.
The funny number, yeah. OPP How can I explain it? Let me take it frame by frame. The O is for other, P is for peoples. The last P, Bob, it's not so simple.
Other people's projects.
I mean, it's the
Other
loveliest, it's the
people's.
leanest. Another 5-letter word rhymes with cleanest.
Oh, right, yeah.
But if I say it properly, the last P, it stands for property. It's a rap song. It's fucking Naughty by Nature, OPP. Other people's property.
Right.
Other people's penis / pussy.
Okay.
Just another viewer says he's here for the sweet, buttery, smooth voice. Myself in comics is in the 7% Dane. Yeah. I was just listening to the song on the radio and I was like, oh, this is funny. Let me put this up. Let me see how many people get the joke. And we got the funny number, so I'm very happy with that. This one, 92 votes. Do you think any Intellivision Amico units, that means test, demo, retail, or prototype, will ever get into the hands of the general public? 23% are convinced that some sort of Amico unit will make it to the general public, while 77% says no. What do you think, Bob?
Probably no. I think that all the units they've got, unless it's true about these like 25 production units for influencers come out, I don't see it happening. I think that they didn't make enough of them, and that like all the people within the company who want an Intellivision Amico for prosperity or whatever, just to be like, oh, this is the console I made. Like they're going to keep them and want them. I mean, I could maybe in the future, like one of them will be like, oh, I can make a bunch of money and sell one. Like we might see 1 or 2 come out that way, but I don't think really it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen at all.
No.
I have a feeling that after the company folds, that all the test units were going to have been found to be scrapped, destroyed, lost in a fire or something. Because I really don't think they want people to know what the guts are of those demo units.
No, I don't think they want people tinkering with the software either, or reverse engineering anything to like be like, yo, this is stolen code and this is stolen hardware and this is stolen designs.
Yeah, so I think there will be some sort of boating accident where they'll lose all their test units.
That's going to be the next excuse. They're going to be like, yeah, we had like 1 million coming over from China, but the boat sank.
Yeah. So we got one more. No. Whoa, what's this? Canadian Gamer had 2,000 views on a Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit fastest lap hometown 7th place finish.
Man, that guy's just going.
He's blowing up. He's got 3,000 subs.
I know. Canadian Gamer's going viral left, right, and center, man. He's getting like 1,000 subs one week, 1,000 subs another week.
And funny enough, I mean, he had 2,000 views when this screenshot was taken. 2,000 views. We only had 1 like. That
sounds a bit fishy.
Sounds a bit fishy. Maybe we'll dive a little bit deeper on the after show. And of course, the last poll here was very important. 42 people voted on this. Should I make posts in the community tab when I make appearances on other people's YouTube channels? 76% said yes, I want to hear what you say. 24% were just wrong and said no, I only care about this channel. So I guess I will keep you guys updated when I show up to Vito's stream. I'll make a post and be like, hey guys, I'm over on Vito, or if I'm on Mad Max's stream or something. That way you can hear me somewhere else.
You can also share it to Twitter so some of us catch it on there.
Yeah, I will share it on Twitter. And if any of my co-hosts end up on any other streams and they let me know, I'll also share that in the community tab so you guys can find them somewhere. Sound good?
Nice. Sounds awesome.
When are you going to be making appearances on other people's podcasts and stuff, Bob?
I made a quick appearance on Evil Knievel's channel where I got in some beef with a certain YouTuber. And then I did my own one. Well, I'm trying to get a little bit out there. There's not many podcasts. I was on Mad Max's MME International on a Saturday, but like the timing for that was a bit awkward for me, and I didn't maintain it. And that was with Ramblin' Man, and we was talking about that. Like those guys are so hardcore on it. Like they know all their shit. It's a bit intimidating. So yeah. Plus, there's only so many hours in the week, so I want to be at the best podcast on YouTube, which is right here on the Geek Getaway every Saturday, 1 a.m. Don't forget it. Gabbing with Geeks.
Yeah,
That's the right answer, isn't it?
that's the best answer. So I think that concludes the show. Let me set up the other broadcast because I didn't do that beforehand because I'm lazy. Remember that? Super lazy.
We're lazy and boring.
And don't forget, on the after show, that is open panel. Anybody who wants to jump in, discuss things with us, let us know. If you want us to discuss something particular, if you want us to watch a video, talk about a particular subject, give our opinions on something, just let us know. And as always, if you want us to cover something on the main program, because I don't emphasize this enough, but if you want us to cover something on the main program, you can always leave a comment on the community page. You can leave a comment on one of the videos. You can email me at TonyTGD@thegeekgetaway.com. Drop me an email and say, hey, here's something I'd love to see you guys cover on Saturday. Or hit me up on Twitter. Direct tweet me, DM me. Hit up one of my co-hosts, Bother Bob. He likes being bothered. Right, Bob?
Yeah, hell yeah. Just want to say, Evil, no sorry needed. It was an absolute blast hanging out with you. I had a bunch of fun, and I like a bit of drama and argument, so it was all cool.
All right, so the after show is scheduled for 10 o'clock, but we will pop in as soon as we can. Let me get the link for you guys, for all you lovely people. Do you have any future plans, Bob, to be on people's podcast?
Nothing that I can announce at the moment. Nothing that I'm aware of unless I've forgotten. No, nothing yet. Unless I've forgotten and I've been invited to a podcast. Oh, there's been a couple. Oh, shit. Yeah, my mate Mikey Famines wants me to do an interview on his channel. I'll be sharing that on Twitter and links. He's a really awesome Halo Infinite multi-streamer on Twitch. And I'm trying to arrange something with my friend Ravens of the North, who's a Scouser, an annoying Scouser who I love. And we're going to be doing a collab at some point when we get round to it. But as I say, there's only so many hours in the week, and all this stuff can't happen all at the same time.
Yeah, so that is the end of the show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in, listening to us ramble, talk bullshit. And of course, as always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.